Welcome, welcome to everybody to Dreamhouse by Night. My name is Laura. My pronouns are she, her. This is a Barbie-inspired Vampire the Masquerade TTRPG, and I'm super excited. Is everybody else excited? Awesome. Before we get started tonight, we just want to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves as well as shout out our sponsors. I believe I already said my information, but I will be playing Daisy Costo. She is a Malkavian. She loves color pink and she's a little tech nerd. Be great. Chris, I'm going to kick that on over to you.
Hi, I'm Chris. I use she, they pronouns, and I am going to be playing Margaret, she, her. Margaret is I'm going to say, a connoisseur first, but she also happens to be a Toreador.
Hi, Kyle, he, him pronouns. I will be playing Derek Smythe this evening. He's a Ventru and real into money, real into control. That should be interesting.
I'm Mindy, she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Stacy, also she, her. Bruja, tortured artist. Just so tortured.
And I'd love to do... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'd love to do the honors to welcome our GM for the evening, Nicole. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'll be the storyteller and the number one problems in everybody's lives today. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Before we get started, I want to shout out a few of our sponsors. First and foremost, we are sponsored by Die Hard Dice. They're super awesome for all your dice and dice accessories. You can check out the link, one of the 4 links that we've now dropped in the chat. I think the bot's being a little crazy this evening, but you can get 10% off your entire purchase if you use our Discode link down there. They've got super awesome dice and dice trays, and they're, oh my gosh, my friend showed me her dice bag the other day, and it had like sewn in pockets so it separates the different sets of dice in one big bag, and I went to buy it and I could not find it, and I'm so sad about it. But I will hunt it down if it's the last thing I do. But if you like Die Hard Dice, be sure to stay tuned for next week. We will be giving away some dice from them specifically, so should be good. In addition, we also are sponsored, we are affiliates of Hero Forge. Hero Forge is the internet's home for custom miniatures. They've just recently launched their beta for their face customizer. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. You can check out our link in the chat. Hopefully it is a little bit more appropriate now. Nope, still gonna give us 4, but that's okay. Pick one of those links and click on buy, and it's gonna be super awesome. And if you want to, share your Hero Forges with us on our Discord. You can find that at our website, or I believe there is a link in chat as well. Finally, we are also sponsored by World ANVIL. World ANVIL is a fully customizable world building and campaign tool. Here on Nerdsmith, we host the World of Vale, which is super awesome. It's got custom races. I believe most of our previous seasons of Shenanigans were hosted in the World of Vale. So if you're ever bored and looking for a campaign, go watch those. They're very intriguing. One of the best romances, TM. All right, and I believe that is all the shoutouts that we have. I lied. I'm so sorry. We have one more. Specifically for this campaign, we have t-shirts that we will be doing pre-orders for, and they are on our Etsy store. You should see them in the ad rotation later, but if not, they're super awesome. They say I am Kendred, and I'm just like, I'm in love with the design. I'm also a little biased because I made it, but go pre-order them. They're going to be awesome. They are VTM related, and yeah, without further ado, I believe that we can get started with this evening.
Yay! Also, shirts are amazing. I love them. Okay. Welcome, welcome, vampires of the night. And, early evening, because it's that time of the season. There is this, amazing pool party. It's happening at Elysium, and everybody's invited. I mean, just put on your best swimsuit, put on your best gear, and come on down. By the way, you did get an email, Daisy, to just kind of invite your whole crew down because I hear you have a new friend group, and the prince would love to meet you.
I can absolutely do that. Daisy calls out into the haven to everybody. I assume our haven is very much just it's not even a house, it's just a crash pad, like a little office space that we all are at occasionally. And she just goes, I just got the deets for this super awesome party. Derek, you own a swimsuit, right?
I might be able to find one.
Lovely, lovely. So we can head over there if you guys want to. And it's kind of non-negotiable because the prince wants to meet us. So. And Daisy
I'm going
will
to go through my drawers for some drawers.
Daisy kinda clicks
Margaret
on
can
you.
hear the shouting going on in the haven, like in the Dreamhouse behind her, but she's in this artificially heated pool in the backyard. Already in a swimsuit, but also full makeup, pearls, everything else is fully done, wearing heels on a floaty, sunglasses on at night, just ignoring everybody as they yell. They'll come get me when they really need me.
I'm tucked away in some corner where there are a few canvases, all kind of half painted. It's a mess. I have a very designated corner, so I don't get everything else messy. And I also won't really respond. I'm very focused on my painting. All three of them.
Daisy will look at Derek, who's walking upstairs for a moment, glance over to Stacy, glance over to the back door where Margaret is. I guess I gotta pick my battles. And she'll walk over to Stacy. She she picks up one of your paintbrushes and wraps the top of the canvas with the hard side of it.
I thought we talked about that. We don't touch. We don't touch.
Yeah, that's why I didn't use the bristle side. Anyway, and she slips the paintbrush into her hair. So, I don't know if you heard, but there's going to be a little party, a little pool party over at Elysium later tonight. And I know that you're being Van Gogh over here, and you got all this going on, but we gotta go because the prince called us. So gotta go.
Surely it can wait. I just need. My vision is not yet complete, and I just need. And
I'm happy for you to tell Barbara that you don't want to see her, because then your vision will be completely gone. But that's a you conversation, not a me conversation.
I will reach up for the brush that you just put in your hair, and I'll kind of fine. I'll hurry, and I will go back to painting, but. I'm moving with more haste now, you would notice.
She does a little and walks out to go find Margaret.
Yeah, I think I hear your footsteps as you approach. Still make no motion to get up. Yes? Yes, I know you're walking this way. What can I do for you?
So, and she basically goes through the details of the whole prince and the party. And she kind of tilts her head. She goes, I mean, you kind of look like you're already ready to go. So, worst case scenario, you're just going to have everybody looking at you, and it's going to be fantastic anyway.
I think as you're explaining the details, Margaret kind of sits up on the floaty. Wait a minute. Like, rip my sunglasses off. She invited you. Why didn't she call me? What? Chaucer or Chandler, whatever his name is. Where is I'm the one butler, like the one person I have that just follows me around. I never lift a finger if I can help it. And I never remember his name.
Yes, ma'am.
Did my daughter call and you failed to deliver the message?
No, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. There was the letter that arrived, but you emphatically stated that not while your nails were wet, and I left it by your bedside. Would you like me to retrieve it, ma'am?
I do remember that now. Well, it can't be helped. Help me out. And I'll just kind of like extend my arms and wait for him to sort of like lift me.
He takes your hand. He takes your hand delicately. He helps you up. He holds the robe for you to put on. He even is standing there with your heels until you're ready to take your heels. And he's just like, shall I bring the car around?
That would be lovely.
Of course. As he turns to walk away, Daisy, you're standing in the perfect place to see his face. Is just like, name's not Charlie. I don't know what's hard about Frank. And he walks off, not muttering, but his entire face is, trundles off to get the car keys.
One day, Benjamin's gonna get it. Truly.
Okay, well, are we all ready? Is Derek ready? Does Derek own a swimsuit?
So Derek comes downstairs, and he's wearing a pair of designer half jammers, half jorts.
Like one side's jammers, one side's jorts.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I used to work for a swimsuit company, so I can just.
And one of Margaret's house robes.
You look incredible.
I thought it matched my complexion.
Stacey, how fast can you paint? I mean, never mind. And she just snaps a photo of you. Don't worry,
So,
I'll have them painted up later.
Just send that.
Well, if everyone's ready, Chase is bringing the car around the front, so we can all just pile in and make our way, unless we had some other more grand entrance we could make.
Did you have any ideas?
Well, the thing is, I'm on a bit of a timeout from the helicopter. I don't try. It doesn't make sense how they're able to go in the air. I had a bit of a fit. So no, I don't personally have access to anything more grand, but I'm open.
I could call my driver.
Well, what is he going to drive us in? I think is the question.
There are a few options that we have available to us. I believe the Cadillac Escalade hot tub stretch limo would be the most impressive to enter with.
I love that one. Let's do it.
The license.
Stacey, why are you making that face?
It's a bit bold and it's fine.
It's a pool party.
Right. Is there a reason we have to? It's fine.
Well, Barbara gets what Barbara wants. So we should make our way there.
Oh my god. Chad, cue 1,000 miles.
So I'm guessing that you call your assistant and he sends over the stretch Cadillac Escalade with hot tub in the back.
It's mostly just hot tub. Like most of the stretch is hot tub.
There is a lot of hot tub. There is an occasional seat for those who do not want to hot tub at this time. However, the hot tub looks amazing. It is bubbling, the water is clear, the night is warm, and the music is already pumping in this hot tub. When you arrive, it will be known that you arrive.
Yay! Chip, no need. You can just put it back in the garage. I don't need it anymore. Thank you.
Of course, ma'am. Just put the thing out now. I gotta go put it back in. Okay.
I thought his name was Charles.
Isn't that what I thought? It's
thought
all kind of the same. It's all kind of the same.
I thought his name was Frank.
That cannot be right.
His name is Frank. So you guys pile into the hot tub and you take off down the roads of Malibu. The palm trees are there. It is a beautiful hot summer night. The sky is clear, and if it wasn't for the city lights, you'd actually be able to see more stars. The smell of the beach is wafting through the streets because when you make your way to Elysium, it is a house on the beach. It is a beautiful 3-story pink mansion in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in Malibu. It's one of those places where you have to drive onto a man-made island to get there. And even before you turn down the street, even with the music pounding of your own sound system, you can hear the party that you are approaching. There are cars that have been parked everywhere. There is a crowd that has arrived. Pretty much every vampire of the city is in the inner section, which is where the actual houses pool is, but there is a bash happening on the beach that's attached that you can walk up and down between. There are lights shooting up into the sky. There is just such a vibe of life and party that the pulse of the people is only matched by the pulse of the party that's going on. You walk in, you arrive in this hot tub and you hear shouts and cheers of amazement, especially from the kind. The kind who are the mortals are losing their minds when they see you arrive. They look and see, are there celebrities? What's going on? Daisy gets spotted by a few fans and gets shouted out because as a social media person, her face is known as one of the big influencers of the city. Margaret sees a whole bunch of friends going, hey girl, Margaret, you came. And there's a mix of your friends who are vampires and the ones who are not and might be in the know, might not be in the know. For our poor Mindy, she arrives and that tortured artist has not made her mark yet. But you are dressed so striking that you are getting men and women giving you the eye as you get out of that car. And Kyle walks in with a command of presence that he carries with him wherever he goes. He hits those steps like it's a red carpet just for him. And you guys actually, almost strike a pose for a moment as the cameras flash in the front, which is the only place the paparazzi is allowed. And you make your way into the Dreamhouse Elysium.
Daisy makes a point to turn off her phone as she's heading into Elysium.
So as you walk in, you have all been here before. This is a beautiful, beautiful house that is shades of white and pink with touches of gold. It is 3 stories, very open plan, massive windows. If it could be open in the day, there would be lovely natural light. However, it is a wealthy home. Everything is high tech, everything is beautiful, everything is the most recent, the most modern, and there's things that are still comfortable, but it matches a very specific aesthetic. And it is opened up to everyone. The doors are open, you can walk around. There are some railings blocking the upstairs areas, but that's not where the fun is. And while most people are allowed in the front, people are making their way to the beach, only the kindred and kindred aligned are allowed near the pool. You pass through the house into the passage. Down the passage opens up to these doors. There are fake tiki torches up all around. There are decorations of a very Samoan setting. There are a couple of people dancing already on the dance floor in various states of fashion and clothing. There are people in the pool playing with plastic volleyballs and bouncing back and forth. The vibe is good and the cups are flowing, and every cup has a beautiful deep red liquid in it for those to enjoy. There are one or two people with normal drinks here and there, but everybody's vibing, everyone's talking, and near the back you can see a crowd of people around a pink couch set that's under a grass roof that's at the other end of the pool. There are vampires of the city all over. You guys are welcome to socialize, to talk to each other, to talk to others, but the vibe is going, and Prince Barbara is ready when you are.
Has anyone started a cannonball contest yet?
Not yet. The pool is actually fairly calm right now.
So Derek will remove Margaret's house robe and hang it on, hang it near one of the. I assume the tiki torches are not actually lit, like they're LED.
They're LED lights.
Perfect. So yeah, well, like kind of like stops, but then okay, hangs the house robe up on top of the tiki torch and gets on top of the diving board and just cannonball and proceeds to cannonball into the pool, trying to splash as many people as possible, like the biggest cannonball that he could possibly can.
You cannonball in, that splash happens, you hear happy shrieks happening in the side, one horrified shriek as there's a cry of my hair, and next thing, Ace, Brad, Chad, Storm, and Ryan are all like, yeah, cannonball! And you are matched as all the guys start going in. And a game of chicken starts with somebody climbing on someone's shoulders, and the guys are now going nuts in the pool.
Chad, I knew I could count on you.
Bro!
Margaret, you should get in on that.
I don't think that these are gonna do well. I'm looking down at these like 3-inch heels that I'm wearing. I don't think these are gonna do well in the water. I do like watching them splash around. And I'm housewife and the pool boy watching all these hot Kens in the pool.
It is literally like there is one of every race and style and size. Even one redhead who looks a little dinky in a Hawaiian shorts and shirt, who's just like, yeah, I'm here too. Woohoo!
You're just as valid.
Thanks! Guys, don't run! Slippery guys! And that's happening on the other side over there. And they are all buff. They are all in various stages of shirtless and glistening. And there are 2 muscle mommies who took one look at this and was like, let's show them how it's done. And they are in that pool as well. And they are going to make this work. It is a sea of beautiful, fantastic fabulousness of every size and shape happening.
While I'm cheering for the chicken fights in the pool, do I see Barbara observing from anywhere? Like, is she amongst the partygoers? Is she perhaps perched somewhere in the Dreamhouse? It's pretty open view typically, so I'm wondering if I can just see her.
So while you are looking around, you notice that the crowd at the other end of the pool where you thought that she might be holding court are lingering, but no one's really looking at the lounger or talking. And so you spot as 2 people shift, the lounge is actually empty. You don't see her yet.
Well, I guess she's entitled to her entrance. Anyway, drinks! And I'm gonna look for somebody to get me a big glass of something.
As soon as you start looking around, there are Gould waiters who will come and they will offer you, we have spiked, not spiked, a little bit smoky, absolutely pure, virginal. Which would you prefer?
These were all, how should I say this delicately? These were all like attractive people, right? These were like at least 7s,
Of course, ma'am. Every single one of them has been in GQ or Vogue in the last 2 years.
Amazing. And I'm just gonna take one. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna grab one and make my way towards probably where it seems like people are just chit-chatting. I'm just gonna start floating around and listening to what people are saying.
The general conversation is just what's going on in the city. Oh my god, that's so great. By the way, have you heard there has been a domain that no one's really heard from the guy who lives in that domain for a while. He's a Toreador. His name is Chris. He's a photographer. And Chris would normally be at stuff like this, and just no one's seen him for like a month or two. And they're starting to ask questions about, is he away? Did he go to another city? Is he on a trip? He never let anyone know, but no one's really spoken about it. There have been one or two fights that have broken out recently in the edges of the city and around the university area that have involved vampires, but it kind of gets squashed very quickly. And it's once somebody starts talking about it, it's almost like one of Barbie's crowd kind of arrives and is like, oh my god, yes, but have you seen the latest? Have you seen this movie? Oh, and when we went to that fashion show last Tuesday, and it sidelines the conversation whenever it goes to those topics.
Okay.
Does Christopher have a childer, or does he have a coterie that he's in, or anything like that?
He has no coterie. He does have a childer and a sire in the city.
Are they at the party?
They are both at the party. His childer is currently in the pool. She's one of the muscle mommies. Her name is Daphne. And she is a redhead, and she is very striking. She's very athletic. His sire is actually a little bit older, and he is this slightly short gray-haired man. He was turned when he was a bit older, and he is wearing very casual Tommy Bahama style clothes and flip-flops, no swimsuit, and he's sitting at one of the tables nearby. Oh yes, and you know, it's so much fun. It reminds me of the old events back in the 1600s, but we don't talk about that. At least not when they can hear us.
I think Daisy is definitely going to wait for Daphne to either win or lose the game of chicken. But she kind of, when she's offered a drink, she goes, I eat at home. I'll stick to these. And she will just kind of go dip her feet in the pool.
Okay, she's odds or even for me.
Hmm?
Odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay, she does win her chicken fight.
Let's go.
So she'll be available in just a minute. So what we'll do is we'll have another conversation with another player, and by then she'll be available.
Lovely.
How's things for Stacy's side?
When I came into this, was very much tracking my three companions and figuring out who I could shadow with the least amount of having to do big things. And obviously, Evan's out of the, that's not, or Derek is out of the, that's not, no. And I think I'll end up following Margaret reluctantly. I'm very much watching. I'm people watching, and in my head, this beautiful, dazzling, bright, fun scene, I'm repainting in my head as something far less bright and fun, and preparing what will be my next masterpiece or half-finished masterpiece. So I will be shadowing Margaret and people watching. So I'm looking for interesting interactions, whether it is people that maybe I wouldn't be expecting to see talking or anything like that. Just observing.
You do notice that there are a group in a darker side of the, like on the edge of the lights, who are all looking fabulous, who are posing very, very much posing. They're not sitting, they're posing and talking and looking with disdain at all the revelry and playfulness, and they're just having a moment of, we are darkness, we are life. Ugh, this is so gauche. But pretty much everyone's ignoring them. They're killing the vibe a little bit, so they can kill the vibe over there.
Okay, but I want to be their friends.
Okay, so for real though, Margaret is gonna see Stacy identify those people and be like, no, 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 and I'm gonna grab a drink, loop my arm
look at
through
them.
Stacy. Oh no, no,
They're
no,
be-
we're trying to no, we're moving the
They're
other way on the
beautiful.
spectrum, darling. Here, try this. I'm gonna shove this wine glass into your hand. But as I kind of pull you in, I drop my voice a little. Are you by chance the photographer? Christopher. Everybody knows it. You're an artist, you know. You do your little arty things, and he does his little arty things. Do you, by chance, do you know him, or they're saying nobody's heard from him in quite some time?
Would I know anything from the limited art circles that I'm in? It's a very different medium, but
He is a fairly big name. He is a photographer. He specializes in candid shots. So he goes onto the streets of the city and he takes shots of the homeless and he takes shots of, trash and accidents, and he tends to film more of the darker side of things. So you do know of his work. You don't know him personally, but you every now and then when you go to certain places, like the coffee shop is an art gallery, you will see him around. He's kind of one of those people that you kind of want to get into that circle, because he is one of the artists of the city.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing I, at least recently, haven't been seeing him similar to...
No, you haven't seen him for at least a month or two.
Ooh, yeah. I do know him. Haven't seen him for a couple of months, though. Just assumed he was off being reclusive and thinking about life. As an artist, that's what you do sometimes.
I guess. Okay, well, I don't know. Have you heard anything juicy?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I just told you, dude. The whole thing is we come here and we, you hobnob and people tell you things and then you get to know each other and then you make more and more friends.
I tried to make friends and you told me
you're
not
not
to.
scary friends. We need you to fun friends. Fun friends.
Ah!
Yes, just like that. Just like that. Oh, you're so... I'm just gonna pinch her cheeks, and I'm gonna put like $100 in your pocket and pat you on the butt and send you on your way towards a more fun-looking group. I'm nudging her towards a networking opportunity.
Okay. Derek, the problem with roughhousing in the pool with vampires is they can't drown each other. So there is nothing to really stop them from going more and more crazy. So the chicken match happened. The muscle mamas won the chicken match. They knocked a few guys with some potents down really hard. And now there's a lot of holding you under the water, holding this one under, like not you, but it's getting rough in the pool.
Fellow kindred, would you please keep it civil at the party? I didn't mean for my cannonball to cause such a stir, but it would be rather nice if we got off to if this evening got off to a start without any loss of vitae or limbs.
Like, lighten up, dude. We're just having a little bit of fun. And then Nyx was like, you know what? I think that he needs a splashdown. And they all turn on you and they start inching towards you.
Bye. Start like power, like chest deep water. Just like, nope, not dealing with this. Not dealing with this.
As they start approaching you, Chad's like, I got you, bro. And he like tackles the two who are about to grab you, and so they're all having it's rough, but it's fun rough. It is frat boy rough, and they're all having a splashdown happening as you escape, as your bro got in the way and took one for you. We're not sure when Chad will come above the water again.
Chad, I don't care what Brian says about you. You're a real Chad. And he'll proceed to get out of the pool and put the house robe back on. Just whatever. It's fine. And then we'll probably start looking for like maybe one of the power players that he had hung out with at the last Elysium. Like what about I think Derek would look for the sheriff.
The sheriff is there. The sheriff is near the lounger. They're all just hanging around in that area, but the sheriff is kind of keeping an eye on everything. The sheriff is a 5'0" Twinkie looking guy, and he looks tiny. Oh, do you want to add something quickly? Does Stacy want to add something, or sorry, I'm just checking for the nose touch. The sheriff is this 5'0" Twinkie looking guy. He looks like he's not intimidating at all. He is wearing his swim trunks. He's got a black shirt thrown over his swim trunks, and he's eyeing everything with a friendly smile. You know for a fact, though, this guy can drop kick you through a wall. He looks small. He ain't small nothing. But he's a fairly nice guy. He's a popular guy. He does a lot of stunt coordination and stage coordination for concerts nearby. But he's not a toreador. He's a bruiser.
Excellent. Love that. It's wonder Kyle is trying to parse through what Derek would do in this situation. I think Derek would approach and then get out of his line of sight as far as he's surveying the party, so he doesn't want to interrupt that. So anything interesting happened this evening so far?
You approach sort of on his offside, but as you do get within about 1.5 meters, he kind of rolls his head, looks at you over the shoulders like, Kyle, good to see you all arrived. Derek, good to see you all arrived.
Yes, it took some doing. Dear Margaret was hanging out in the back pool. You know how she can be.
Oh, I'm sure she made an absolute scene of herself. She's so good at that.
It wasn't terrible this evening. It was actually quite almost that she was eager to be here. I won't hesitate to say, but she was eager to be here this evening.
I'll bet. She's always eager to get a leg up everywhere she can, or a leg down, or to lie down. You never know with Margaret.
I'm not sure I understand your implication.
Or if you're too young to understand, I'm not going to explain it to you.
You can tell me when I'm older.
Give it 100 years or so.
So, any hot goss from the palanquin up there? Palanquin? I don't know how to say that word.
Oh, there's always something going on in the city, you know that by now. We do keep it peaceful and friendly in Malibu. It's a kindred destination point.
Of course. We can't have any unseemly get-togethers or any any coup d'etats happening. That would be terrible.
Speaking of get-togethers, I hear that your merry band is official now. Congratulations.
Very recently, yes, we've finally gotten the seal of approval.
Well, I'm sure you'll do great things.
I'm confident that if we pool our resources, we'll be able to do whatever it is that we will do.
He kind of stretches and he looks at his watch for a second, then he stretches and stands up and he's like, just keep your eyes out. We live in interesting times right now.
I've heard of a proverb that goes something along those lines.
I think I know the same proverb.
Well, carry on.
Let me just say, may you live.
Common sense. What would be the response for?
It's not a threat. He's kind of hinting to you that there is something in the city and he's not going to give you details, but he's basically saying there's something a little bit dangerous at the moment. Keep your eyes out, be careful.
Be alert.
And he made a point of saying it after he's acknowledged you are a coterie. This isn't a, you know what, buddy, be careful. This is a, you all should be very aware of something right now.
I will jot that down in my little black book. Thank you.
Well, I should be getting into position. I'll be back soon.
Which position is that?
Oh, everyone I can find, of course. Don't worry, another century and you'll get it. So young.
One of these days. One of these days. One of these birds and or bees will spill their guts.
I like you. I like you, Derek. Yes, I like you, Kyle. No, Derek.
What? Derek, yeah.
Sorry.
All right, it's the longer one.
like-
Usually, yeah, sorry. It's all good.
I like you, Derek. I hope you're around for a good long time.
I will be some sort of shape.
And he kind of like stalks off to the side. He seems to be heading towards the house for something.
We'll try to circle up with his coterie, because there's alarm bells.
I just want to quickly jump back to Daisy because Daisy has been waiting to talk to Daphne.
Daisy's just vibing. Pulled a lollipop. You don't know where it came from, but it's there. Just kicking her feet in the water.
Daphne's finishing up. She got out of the pool. She grabbed a towel.
Hey, bestie. Can I borrow you for a sec? And she kind of pats the seat next to her.
Daisy. Hey, Daisy. And this woman has like shoulders, arms. This is a heavy lifter. She's like, hey, Daisy. And she toddles up and she sits next to you and she's like, what's up?
What planet is she? Do I know?
She is most definitely a bruiser.
Okay. So, first of all, congrats on your win there. Did you get anything out of it?
Oh my god, yes. I get to rub it in their faces for like ever.
Don't forget to charge them for things like that, bestie.
You don't charge for good times and beatings.
I mean, I think Derek would disagree with us, but that's fair. Anyway, I heard a juicy little rumor that your sire, he's like MIA right now. Is everything going okay with that?
Oh my god, yeah. I like oh sorry, she's not a bruiser, she's a Toreador.
Okay.
Oh my god, I know, like, yeah. Because like I went to go see him and he like wasn't there. And I went before that and he wasn't there. And I went before that and he wasn't there. And we had a photo shoot and he just didn't show up. And then I went before that and he wasn't there. And I went before that and I wasn't there. And then I went to go see my grandsire and he was just like, it's okay, I'll look in it. And I was like, okay. But like, where is he? He didn't go out of town. He always tells me when he goes.
Have they I mean, has your grandsire told you anything about that since, or has it just been kind of on the DL?
Well, I wasn't really supposed to tell anyone, but I can trust you because we're besties. And like, oh my god, somebody broke into his place. The locks were broken. So like, they're looking into it, but I'm a little bit worried.
Is it like still in touch, or does the sheriff know?
But yeah, he was the one who went to go look into it.
Okay.
But like, no one told me anything. Apparently, they're gonna tell me later. I offered to help, but they said I wouldn't be much help. I don't know why. Like, I'm really strong. If they need
You're the
something, I
most,
can
like-
help.
You're like the most capable person here, honestly.
He's so sweet. I'm sure
Well,
he's gonna be okay. I mean, bad things can happen.
No, we're perfect.
Yeah, no,
Nothing bad has ever happened,
positive
ever.
positive vibes. Put the
Exactly.
positive vibes in the world. We're gonna be okay. I'm just gonna work it out. I'm gonna work out my stress. I'm gonna work out my body. I'm gonna sort this out in myself.
I love that for you. I love that journey for you, bestie.
Love the way you're looking tonight. Look at you looking so cute. So, tell me. So that friend of yours, Stacy, she's single?
Horribly so.
Yeah, hit me up, girl.
I think she was hanging out with.
Dave.
I'll put in a good word for you. She likes like lots of pops of color and long drawn out silences.
I still got my tie-dye from the 60. I can give that a try.
That'll probably work. Have you ever, oh my God, have you ever done like a paint and sip?
Yeah, from back in the day. And I can be
Okay.
real silent. I can be super silent. I promise you, I can be silent whenever I want. I don't gotta talk. I can just be silent and just be like there. I mean, I model. We gotta be silent when we model, and I can be silent on a date if you want to be silent.
Gotta leave room for other things. Like talking takes a lot of time, but you gotta leave room for other things. So, I'll put in a good word for you though.
Misty! And she like gives you this hug that if you breathed, it would stop air for a second. Like she's 40% shoulder.
I love that for her. Daisy kind of gives her a little bit of a squeeze back, and then like does that thing where you pat to like let go. And she goes, well, on topic of that, I will go find her, and then I will send her over to you later.
Hi. Hi, Misty. And she climbs out of the pool and she starts making her way over to get another drink. But as you guys finish your conversation, there's this chorus of sound, and it's a music note that kind of closes off the club music, and the da 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 da, and two spotlights open up on the side of the house where there's a balcony, and attached to this balcony is a massive pink slide that goes in twirls and leads to the pool. And standing at the top in a fabulous black bikini with pink trim and golden curls and ringlets down her shoulders and back, the heels are slamming, and she just posing there perfectly is Prince Barbara of the city of Malibu. And she's like, pauses, and when the music quietens out, she's like, welcome everybody to my party. And disco music starts as she like gets into the side and slides down, and just before she hits the water, two male vampires are standing at the end to catch her and lift her so that she doesn't hit the water. She slides into their arms and they place her on her heels at the side of the pool, and she walks down greeting, hi Chad, hi Brian, hi Shelly, hi Stacy, hi Michael, hi Sam, hi Roderick, hi Ace, and the dee of the heels as she makes her way to the lounger and takes a seat.
I am just watching Margaret's face the entire
Margaret
time.
is cheering the loudest, but her face might crack. She's smiling so hard, and so it's so fixed on her face that it looks like it might shatter. Okay, but if we are all sort of circled up before we go talk to Barbara, I don't really know if anybody else caught anything interesting, but there really seems to only be one headline buzzing around this party, which is a little disappointing, if I'm being honest. I'm wondering if you've all heard, perhaps, that our friend we haven't seen in quite some time,
Chris, yeah?
seems to be a little bit of a hubbub around it, but I don't know, I don't like to pry. I mean, I love to pry, but,
Well, I talked to Daphne, and she said she hadn't seen him in months. Like, he didn't even show up to, like, their photo shoot or something like that. I don't know. But I guess, like, the sheriff, and, like, she hushes her voice a little bit. the sheriff went to like his place and it looks like somebody broke in. Like it looked pretty bad from what I heard. So
Oh no.
That does shed some perspective. He did warn me to be alert. That we should be alert.
You think somebody's gonna break in and take our things?
not the hot tub limo.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Oh, somebody bring me a phone. Somebody bring me a phone.
Daisy offers her mobile.
Not that contraption. Chip! And I'm just trying to call home so I can beef up my security.
So after you calling for a phone,
Yeah, that takes 20 minutes. So you guys, I don't know, do whatever,
Yeah,
but it takes me 20 minutes to find a phone. I understand.
One of the servants will let you. They know you. They have this thing. It looks like an old rotary, but they have a cable that dangles and attaches to nothing. It is actually one of those stylistic mobiles. And when you call, Frank answers and he's like, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, of course. I will see to the house. I will call the attendant in the morning. Yes, ma'am. No
Make sure
problem,
you
ma'am."
lock my shoe closet, and make sure you put all my hot roll in. Can you just put everything in the safe? I don't care if it doesn't fit. Put everything in the safe.
I'll
you know
do
what?
the best I can.
Get in the safe yourself, just to be safe, and I'll come let you out
Oh.
later. Just to be safe. I don't want anything to happen to you. Bye. And I'm just gonna hang up and run back to the party, like click, click, click my little heels through the foyer.
Very
I'm so
consensual.
embarrassed that they gave me a decoy grandma phone, but I deserve that.
There's only so far the cord will extend.
That doesn't make any sense.
I used to be able to wander around every single room of the
I
house.
could go in every room in the house and it would just stretch wherever you went.
It was a much smaller house.
We
not
don't
much.
talk about that.
So yes,
Go ahead, Laura.
Daisy kind of glances over to Stacy and says, so I'm guessing that you're going to be doing the introductions when we talk to the prince? I'm joking. Lighten up. It's fine. This is a party after all.
Right.
Also, you're single, right?
I don't like where this is going, but
Don't worry about it. It's
yes.
fine. It's just a question.
It's never just a question, though.
I mean, that was quite literally just a question,
Why are you
but
asking?
no reason.
I saw you chatting with Daphne earlier.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
She's good. She won the game in the pool.
I'm aware.
You did good though. You should be proud of yourself. It's
I
hard
didn't-
to win. Next time. But she's good. She is, doing her business and stuff like that. I mean, everything that I told you earlier was kind of what we talked about for the most part. But yeah.
you hear this call of Margaret, Margaret, and it's Prince Barbara who's spotted Margaret and is just like, Margaret.
Barbara! And I'm just gonna trounce over my little robe and my little click, 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 click across the stone next to the pool.
And she pops up and she walks over to you and is like, I'm so glad you're here. And as she leans in your ear, she's like, you look so good, Mom. And she whispers it very quietly to you and then it's like, kiss on cheek, kiss on cheek. And she looks at those around, like, would all of you mind? I just need to have a private word for a second. And everyone's like, yeah. And she's like, hi. Hi, you all made it.
Yeah, thanks for the text.
Oh, no problem. I'm so happy that you were able to come. I really, really need a little bit of help from all of you.
A
In regards
favor.
to what?
Well, before we get into that, I just need to let you know that I'm grateful you're here and I'm happy you're here and I hope you're having the best time.
The best?
Always.
You look so amazing.
You look so amazing.
Okay, so let's step into the pool house and we can have a little conversation.
Sounds lovely.
After you.
And she the same as Margaret's 3-inch heels, she got her own 3-inch heels, and all of you head into the pool house. The sheriff is there, he follows you, but he closes the door and he stands outside the door, relaxing against it. I'm really glad you guys could come. It means so much to me that you came and that you're willing to help, and I understand that you are now officially a courtier, but you haven't done much yet. So if you wouldn't mind doing this, it would really mean a lot.
Well, sweetheart, we have done quite a lot, actually. We've redecorated the Haven. That took, as you know, quite a bit of effort. And we did some. What else? What else were we doing? You know,
I finished a painting.
A painting, yes, of course.
Mostly.
That's really important. You need your haven to be everything you want it to be.
Balancing of books.
And speaking of books, we managed to put together one of those infernal bookcases from IKEA.
It's great news.
You can't
Zero
imagine the
sarcasm.
trouble.
She's genuinely trying to make you feel better about the things you're saying.
Frank did most of the work, but
Who's
I struggled to put together things like that the first time I tried, and it means a lot that you guys are making it work.
I'm
So-
opposed to anything named after the name Alan.
Okay?
I knew an Alan once. He was not good. It's a matter
he
of
tried his
principle.
best. I'm sure he tried his best, though.
His wrenches be damned.
So back onto this this little favor that you have for us. What is that entailing? And I
Since
mean,
Since we're in private, we can talk a little bit more freely. Well, ever since I was little, Mom, you remember Susie Ann? She was Auntie Linda's daughter?
Yes, of course. I remember your little cousin. What did you say?
Well, there was
Elizabeth?
Susie
Yes,
Ann.
of course I remember her. Of course I do.
She was Dad's niece. The cousins, we spent the summers with them.
Of course I remember. What a blessed time.
It was the best. We had the best summers ever, and then she had Brian, who had Elizabeth, who had Jessica. Well, Jessica's daughter's name is Shelley, and I've been keeping an eye on them because family matters, and family's really important to us.
It's so important.
It's one of the most important things we ever have. And Shelley's been in the city since she turned 18. She's kind of gone missing, and I'm a little worried.
Well, how missing, darling?
Kelly,
Like,
not Kelly. Kelly.
little missing, like a few days, or a lot missing, like
Well,
few months.
I said I normally meet up with her for coffee every week or so. She didn't answer her phone or her text or her IM or her TikTok or her DMs or her Discord or I sent the sheriff to her place and no one answered the door.
Did you
I'm a
try-
little bit worried.
did you try Blue Sky? That's like the new thing.
I haven't got that one yet.
I'll send you an invite code. I have a few extra.
That would be so sweet of you.
Stacy, dear, what are they saying?
It's all right. I set you up on Blue Sky too.
We don't, it's out. No, we don't got, okay. Anyway,
You gotta keep up with technology. It's the way the world works now.
Barbara, I have told you once, I've told you twice, there's no need for me to adapt. Simply, the world needs to adapt to me.
Or you
And
could
it
meet
has.
halfway.
It's been wonderful.
Times have changed. You could change a little with it.
You know what? I'll take that under advisement. Anyway, so this well, I suppose what actually above table. Do I know if this cousin, niece, whoever, is she one of us? And is she of a clan, or is she
Kelly is
freewheeling?
human. So what happened is your husband's sister, their family line continued. And Kelly is the latest of your actual family. Her mom was a little bit older than your husband. She was very welcoming when you guys got married. She was very long suffering in her marriage. Her husband was a little bit of an alcoholic, but he was never abusive or mean. The family didn't do well. And as your family started to become more successful through Barbara, she started looking after them, giving them bursaries and scholarships, and making sure the house was paid off. She made sure that the family was taken care of the same way as she did to you before you were turned.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But Kelly is the latest of the family. Most of them don't live this side of the world. She moved here to go to university.
Oh, I see. Okay.
She is quite a successful artist. She's a painter. There's been a lot of social buzz about her. She's actually got a gallery opening happening later this evening.
Oh.
It's really hard to see people living out your dreams, isn't it, Stacy?
Ouch!
We'll get her there one day. I'm gonna just put another $100 in Stacy's pocket.
Still paying me.
We'll get her there. Okay, well, so we'll just find her. Can't you just do one of those little beepy things, and then it's like, this is where they are in the world, and it's this magical the box that you carry, it has the little thing. I've seen you do it before.
We tried that, but her signal's completely off. We tried to go to Google History, we tried the Discord, we tried the IMs, we even went on and tried to track her through her Instagram photos, her Facebook. I mean, we tried everything. We couldn't get hold of her.
Do you have the phone?
No.
Okay.
Last place it showed up was her apartment, though. She has a show later tonight, a gallery show. Maybe she'll show up there, but I'm getting a little bit worried. And I know you guys have been wanting to have your own domain, so I thought we could put the two together.
We do the job and we get a domain?
Uh-huh. One became available recently.
Where?
That is a good lead.
Okay, admittedly, I do not know the maps and areas and suburbs of Malibu.
You're good.
It is the latest rumors of a vampire who's gone missing and had a domain. It's that area.
Gotcha. Is it considered a decent area, though, for feeding?
It is a decent feeding area. It has a couple of clubs nearby. It is also not close to the beach, but like a 30-minute drive from the beach. And it's a safe area. It's a nice area. There are places to go, clubs to go, a couple of business buildings around there. It's a decent area. It's not huge. It's like a 2-3 block radius.
Honestly, like, I'm not opposed.
I mean,
Do we know? You.
Go ahead.
We're going to have ads in a couple of seconds.
Do we know which university she was going to?
The University of Malibu.
Excellent. I should have known that.
They have
So you guys are in?
colleges. Yeah, I think so.
Does that mean we get to go to an art show tonight?
Sounds like it.
I'm in.
Let's get started, guys.
That means we get to change.
Oh god.
Do we pause for that? What do we do?
Oh no, you keep talking.
You can keep going.
I don't know. Okay, so if that's okay with you, here's my number. It's my personal number. You can reach me directly. I'll try and answer, but it's a bit busy with the party tonight. And yeah, I really appreciate this, guys.
Of course, thank you. I mean, honestly, for thinking of us, I know that we're more recent, but I mean, domain's a big thing, so.
Everybody needs a chance to shine and do their best.
We appreciate the opportunity.
So she gives you a few more details. She gives you a picture of Kelly. She sends you a picture of her and sends you the link to her Instagram. And she tells you that the gallery is going to be at the coffee house, which Stacy knows the coffee house is not a coffee shop. It is a very, very Art Nouveau gallery. It is well known. It is fairly prominent, and they do love to feature up-and-coming artists.
Have you gotten your artwork shown there before, Stacy?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the right piece to really bring my vision, my expertise to the public. You all are very lucky to see pieces halfway through. Not many people can say that.
I'm sure you're trying your best. I can't wait to see it. When you have a showing, let me know. I'll definitely show up to support you.
Right. It will be very soon, I'm sure. So sure. So soon.
Well, I gotta get going back to the party, but again, I really do appreciate. And Mom, you haven't visited in a while.
Oh, well, I've been busy with... Sweetheart, you know that it takes time. If you want to achieve the perfect 10, you have to lay on one side for this amount of time, and then you have to switch over. And Charles is just getting a little... I've been very lax with him because I like him so much, but getting really behind on sketch. I've just had such a full schedule. You know, they have these things. You lay in them, and it's like this tank of water, and you just feel amazing because you can't hear your own thoughts. Have you ever been in one of those?
Yeah, I've got one in the basement next to the tanning bed. Why don't you come over and you can use it sometime?
Oh,
I don't mind.
yes.
I don't mind lending it to you.
I would love to just borrow your things and be here with you in your shadow. Let's go find our friend.
See you in a few weeks. And she gives you a kiss on both your cheeks, and she waves at the rest like, see you soon.
Love you.
Love you too. And she goes out the doors.
Before we leave, Daisy is going to touch base with the sheriff and get I'm sure she has one already, but just making sure that she can have him on call should she need him for anything that they may find.
He gives you his telegram.
Awesome.
And he literally when he's about to turn to follow Barbara, you stop him. He gives you his telegram. When you ask for his contact details, he waves at the rest of you, looks at Margaret up and down, and Margaret, you missed a spot. And he walks off.
Excuse me. And murderous. This is the first time the veneer has cracked. And just this flash of cold contempt marking him. But whoop, smiles back on. Feeling wonderful.
Ooh, it is the sun coming out? It's a little hot in here. I'm gonna head out.
Did we head back to the hot tub?
The hot tub limo.
Cadillac.
The hot tub limo.
Hot tub limo.
Yes.
Go
Haven.
everywhere in style.
Fashion
Really,
show.
the hot
art
tub
show.
is the selling point, I gotta say.
You get back to the house, you have time to put on whatever fabulousness you want, to do yourself up in whatever way you want. And when you're ready, you can head to the art show.
Are you gonna get Frank out of the safe?
What are you saying? You're saying words.
Daisy said his name was Frank.
There's a boom, boom, boom from the back of my quarters.
Just gonna leave him there.
He'll be fine. He probably put something in there to entertain himself, like a hamster wheel or something. Let's go.
Or a snorkel.
You're gonna come home to a dead human and you're safe.
Oh yeah, he's
Strange things will
We'll
happen.
figure it out.
Oh no! I'm getting blue!
Good
I don't
help
get
is
enough for this!
good help is hard to find. We probably should let him out.
Yeah, you went on that whole tangent about having to, spend the right time on one side and the other side, whatever you meant by that.
and he knows all the times and sides.
He does cut the cucumbers to the exact right width for my eyes. Very well. Oh, nope, he's in there. And I'm just gonna go let him out.
Like collapses at your feet.
Oh, you're such a now come on. I need you to help me zip this up.
Yes.
Love you.
Zips you up extra tight.
Ooh.
Derek slips $100 bill into his pocket.
Just passing money left and right here.
It's basically why he sticks around is occasionally $100 bills drop in pockets.
Same.
Daisy passes Stacy a lollipop. It's just like,
Ooh. Yeah, I wish I had an actual lollipop now.
Do you have the eat food merit? Do you have the eat food merit?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, if you put that in your mouth, you're going to be vomiting blood.
I would know that though, right? Right?
Yeah.
I would know that. Okay, I'll just take it and I'll, similar to how she tucked my paintbrush in her hair, I will, not nearly as cute, I will try to like tuck it in my ponytail.
so do you know can you BB the owner of the gallery? Do you know them? Is
Would I
that
know
is that a little gauche to assume that all gallery all artsy people know each other?
I do know this. I do know this gallery. Would I know the owner? I mean, it's small. If I'm there enough.
It is a smaller gallery, but he does like to meet everyone who comes and know the artist. His name or their name is Francois. Francois considers themselves gender neutral. Very friendly.
Yes.
Very fake. Very, very, very easily flips who they are at any given time.
Ooh. Right.
I love them.
Francois, they are friendly. I'm sure we will likely see them tonight. I'm not sure. I haven't quite figured out how they feel about me. I've been trying to work a way in. I do hope to use that particular venue for my first gallery, so I've been trying to make friends. So don't embarrass me tonight, please.
I would never.
Perfect.
I mean, if you want, I can. You have your stuff up on socials, right?
I would have a few things on you would know what I have on socials because I'm guessing the majority of the things I have posted have been at your encouragement of why you have to share this. So I imagine Instagram. I probably have an Instagram account that is very inconsistently posted on.
Noted. As we, this is obviously going to be a travel thing, but as we're taking off, Daisy is going to try to just gingerly take Stacy's phone and going to essentially try to program some of her artwork into ads of local platforms.
I'm gonna make it.
You're welcome to do that role.
Awesome. What is my hunger pool at?
Oh, I presume you guys have fed. You were at the party. Drinks were offered. You can take it that you have standard.
Okay, so 1-ish or 2.
Yeah, 1.
Okay, cool. Sorry, just double checking. And I can use my specialty as well
You may.
for hacking. Okay, awesome. So that puts me at 9 for my dice pool.
Because you're messing with the ads algorithm.
Yeah, 100%. So I got 5 successes and 1 0 or 1 essentially.
So that'll take away 1 success.
Okay,
So that means 4
it's-
successes, which is more than enough to do that. And your Instagram and art starts popping up in places. A lot. It's occasionally in a shout out. There's a YouTube ad. There's a Facebook ad. You through the course of the next 2 or 3 days, you're going to see an uptick of people who are on your Instagram and subscribing.
Daisy just slips her phone back into her pocket.
So, you guys make your way to the gallery. Is anybody want to say anything specific about what they're wearing, or can we just...
Something
I mean,
pink.
Yeah, we're going to an art gallery. Hello. So first, her hair is, everything looks identical. It's full makeup, full hair, huge everything, bold everything. And she's wearing like this sort of ridiculous, like almost mermaid bottomed like dress that she has to kind of like, she can't move very well in this, and it has this ridiculous long train, so she's having to do that like short walk everywhere because it's like a little bit too snug, because it maybe used to fit a little better, but I'm determined. All of these cleanses, I am determined. So I think it's just this long black glittering, like it's supposed to be we're there for the art, but like if you are also art, you have to make yourself presentable. I'm gonna try my hardest to get Stacy in something similar. I know she won't do the train. I'll know she'll fuss, but I'm trying to like zhuzh her up. I'm trying to get like, something.
I'll be a little zhuzhier than usual since this is a opening gallery premiere for this artist. Living my dream. It's gonna be me one day. So I will let myself be a little fancier. It's still like fits a little boxy, but I will look about as fancy as you probably are likely to see me.
I love it.
Black Henley, blazer, Converse,
Should've known.
and pants.
That's important.
You're not gonna Winnie the Pooh it.
No, I mentioned every other piece. Skinny jeans.
Daisy is
Very
definitely
Silicon Valley.
Daisy's definitely wearing something from one of her local like brand deals that she has, and it's just like it's very bougie and very over the top. Definitely not something you should wear to a small art gallery. But she can give a shit. It's marketing. It's fine.
Okay. So, you guys are you going in the actual car, or are you taking the hot tub again?
We'll take the real car. The small.
You don't want to make
You-
a splash?
You take the town car. Frank drives you because it is the town car, and he takes you to the gallery. You park out front. They aren't like paparazzi like they were at Barbara's party. There aren't a lot of movers and shakers outside, but there's a fair flow going inside. When you get inside, it is white, The floors are white, the walls are white, the ceiling is white. There are bright spotlights everywhere, highlighting the works that are on the walls and in standing up all over the place. It is this old converted. It looks like once upon a time this was a church that was refitted to be an art gallery. There is a very prominent sign of the coffee shop above the door, and it's when you walk in, all the lighting is on the art. There is no other furniture, there is no other decoration. You walk into a white room and the only colors and splashes you see are the artworks around you. Tonight they're featuring 3 prominent new artists. The first one, when you walk in, is very modern sculptures. You see a lot of very Art Nouveau, collections of cans that have been molded into figures. Sorry about that. That have been molded into figures. You see like very much 3D printed. When you look at it from this angle, it's a tiger. When you look at it from this angle, it's a woman screaming and with power and rage and a lot of that. When you walk into the second section, it's actually empty. But to get in, you have to step over a person who's lying bundled like a homeless person in the entryway. It's all performance art pieces, and there are people having little performance art moments everywhere, focusing on the homeless and how people overlook the homeless, how they almost camouflage into what people don't want to see. You finally enter the main area, and it is Kelly's artwork. There are paintings that are small, there are paintings that are massive. Margaret will immediately spot there is a huge 2 meter by 1.5 meter portraits done in, if you've ever played Dishonored, that splotch of color and paint of Barbara, and looking like a benevolent saintly figure with the city lights behind her. There are beautiful landscapes of the city, so not trees and plants, but the beach and the lights and the city itself. There are some interpretive self-portraits on the one wall. And then there's the wall directly behind the prince's portrait. And there's something about those paintings. What do you do?
Wow, this tiger one really is it's giving tiger mom vibes, and she kind of nudges Margaret.
I am trying so hard not to seethe, but I'm like, I can feel the seams about to burst in this dress because I'm just like clenching so hard. She looks radiant. Anyway, can I use my sense the unseen ability to see if I am picking up anything weird about those paintings that stand out?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay. Let me just double check what I have to roll. That is wits or resolve. Let's go resolve and aspects. So
Resolve works for this. I'll give you a resolve.
sweet.
Anyone else want to do something? There are people mingling around the room. There are people looking at the art, gushing. You do not see anyone who looks like Kelly's portrait anywhere. There is a guy. He's Asian, and when you guys walked in, he looked over to you, and he seems to be looking and watching you guys when you walk in. Not in a threatening way, but he is kind of like his eyes are on you, not the artwork.
Does Margaret have awe up?
I don't think she does. She didn't mention it.
Oh, I forgot I had that. I'm gonna say I didn't say anything about it. But yeah, what is it 7 on the die? Is that the
Yes, difficulty
Okay.
7 unless I tell you otherwise.
Okay. So 4.
There
successes.
is there is nothing coming from anywhere in the room. There is no supernatural vibe anywhere in the room except the direction of this Asian guy who is watching you guys. There is one that feels like behind you in the homeless thing that you just felt. And two of the paintings. It's not that they have a supernatural vibe to them, but something about them feels vaguely the same energy you sometimes get from vampires, but very faint. You're a bit far away. You can sort of see that they are image shots, so like they are a scene of something, but it is a big space and you're a bit far away to see what the scenes are.
I would be giving an unwanted tour of this art that's not mine. And the texture here, you can really see in the composition how she's gone about doing, and I'm just prattling on mostly to myself and
Daisy's
anybody.
just nodding.
Perfect. But I imagine we'll work our way back towards that area. Is it like, and you said we notice, even just face value, like we notice there's something different.
There's something about those paintings. There's a lot of red, there's a lot of dark colors, whereas everything else is very colorful and very bright. But these are very Caravaggio, is what I can describe it as. Very dark, very shadowy. One thing that Stacey, who is this tortured artist soul, will notice, these paintings are really good. The techniques are there, the style is there. The portraits are gorgeous, but anything that's not a portrait is a little bit done. There's nothing super unique about it. It's the portraits are the rock stars here.
I could paint something better. I'll say that to Daisy. And I guess, Derek, are you still perusing with us through the tour?
I think Derek is in the second section. I think he's lingering there a little bit longer.
I could do better than these. Those I'll gesture to the portraits. Those I'm not sure about. I haven't quite figured out, but these.
Derek, to me, an alertness check difficulty though is 9.
Okay. Alertness. That's
Awareness.
Yeah.
And what would the attribute, the governing attribute?
Give me 1 second. I'm not 100% used to the V5, so I just want to pull up the character sheet just before I tell you the wrong thing.
I feel like wits and awareness.
Computer, don't be slow. She's old, but she's reliable. You know, like Margaret. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Okay. This will definitely be this will be a wits plus alertness.
Okay. I'll roll it since you asked for it, but
Awareness. Sorry. Is there alertness? I don't see alertness.
Yeah.
It's awareness.
Yeah, so it'll be awareness plus wits.
So I only have a pool of 4 for this, so I'll still roll it, but I'm not going to get anywhere close. That's interesting. 5 successes, it says. I'm using the dice roller.
Oh.
I will screenshot this. Like, this is wild.
That is insane. There is... This whole area is about overlooking the homeless. So there's like a fake bus bench. There's the one you have to physically step over to get into the room. There is one though, completely wrapped up, wearing ratty gloves, Like in the heat, it's a bit extreme to wear this many layers. None of the other homeless are wearing this many layers. And whereas the others have signs and begging cups or look upset or are not paying attention to the people around them, he's leaning on one of the walls at the side where he can see both the entrance and exit of the section. And you just see a sliver of eye looking at because he's completely wrapped. And he is very focused on you. But what you realize is that if you hadn't made the check you had, you're not supposed to notice he's watching you. You just have that feeling that his eyes are on you.
Would the check also indicate whether or not he noticed me noticing him?
Yes. He has noticed that you're noticing him, but he's not moving yet. You do pick up that he went a little tense. So same position, same posture, they're all holding very still. But for a second he went tense.
I think he would look at the sign for the one that he's closest to, and then look back at that fella, and then actually walk over to be like, there's no try basically sign. There's no sign.
There is no sign for him.
Right, and so that's basically why he's coming over, is I'm looking for information on this piece, but there's no sign. So I'm curious. Yeah, that me meta explaining what Derek's going for. Basically is he's going to try to investigate why there is no sign for this person, irrelevant or regardless of what he just noticed. He's gonna pretend that's why he caught the attention over there. That's why he was what? Gonna try to swing it that way.
Okay, that's fine. And what do you do? He doesn't move, but those eyes are on you and they're watching you come closer.
So I noticed the last one had a sign, but I don't know if you're supposed to talk to me, but there's no sign explaining this.
He doesn't answer you, but he is very tense. And for just a second, I'm not going to make you roll again because your successes were amazing and your eyes are on him. You do see that on the tips of his one hand that's visible, because one of the hands is on his knee. And the way he's sitting, he's leaning on the wall with one knee up, with a hand on the knee and the other leg extended like that. The hand on the knee. For a second you see the hint of claws, and then claws go back in, as if he kind of forgot that you are actually watching him. He's not used to being watched back.
Now what does Kyle want to do with this information? He'll lean down close, you kneel down next to the knee that is upraised, not next to the leg that's down on the floor. I don't know why that's important. I just thought it'd be important. And basically, I know of a soup kitchen downtown. If you needed a place this evening, let me know. It's not too late for the evening.
You hear the sibilant hissing laughter, almost disdainful of what you just said. It's this raspy hissing laughter, and as you get close to him, there's a smell. It's not a sweat smell. It's not a homelessness smell. It's almost like a rotting smell. A little bit faint, but when you get close, you can smell it.
Am I getting a NOS vibe from this guy? Is that...
Oh, he's 100% covered. You're getting a slightly rotted smell. It's very, very likely a Nossi vibe.
Okay. No soup for you then. Okay.
You're gonna pay for that.
How much?
Roll me a willpower check.
Okie doke. That's just straight up the number of willpower that I currently have.
I need to know how many successes you have. So while he's rolling, this is a contested roll. Vampire, the one part that is slow and annoying as anything is anything to do with combat. So to speed it up, a lot of the time I do contested rolls, and more successes gets the effect that they want. So in combat as well, I just do it to speed things up a little bit to stop the flow from fading. White Wolf needs to work on the combat.
I'm looking up. I do have a couple of fortitude things. Unswayable mind is one of them.
Anything that helps you with your mental willpower, especially things like unswayable mind, it applies.
I'm just trying to look up the rules for unswayable mind, so I apologize. I'm turning pages. Loading.
Let me see if I can help you with that.
Adds their dots in fortitude as extra dice in any roll made to resist coercion, intimidation, seduction, or attempt to sway my mind against my will.
Perfect.
Cool. So I add fortitude.
And this isn't it taking your autonomy away kind of thing. It's a similar thing, but It's not that.
Looks 7 successes of a dice in a dice pool of 8.
Let's go.
I'm actually very impressed. I'll give it to you because he also got 7. But I'm gonna give you. He's gone. Literally, you were looking at him. He hissed at you, told you were gonna pay, and when you went, how much? You saw a hint of in the folds. He stretched his mouth too wide. His mouth stretched to about here, and that part of the folds enough for you to see the sharp fang teeth and broken cracked skin around the lips. And part of it almost looked like a Glasgow smile, that his mouth opened past where the edges of his lips should be. And you saw that snarling smirk, and he looks at you and goes, "More than you want." And then he's gone. For a second, you feel this disorientation. The world almost seemed to shift for a second, as if the world was trying to rewrite itself in your head. But you refuse to let anything get into your head. You refuse, and you hold onto that image of him, even as that image of the fact he was even here tried to fade away from you. But you remember that this man was here. But now he's gone.
Mentally picturing like a piranha swimming in a fish tank, like trying to like hide in the dark water.
It's a pretty good mental image. But for a second, you felt that image try to be pulled out of your mind, but you stopped it and you held it. You caught that piranha in your claws and you wouldn't let it go.
All right. Interesting.
Okay.
Let's see.
So who's next?
I will say, why I think we're gonna go to break for just a few minutes and we'll be back in about 5. Welcome back.
I'm in danger.
Maybe. You're fine, you're fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yes, there is a patch of white floor and white wall where there was once a person bundled up like they were homeless.
That's well, all right. That's I'm gonna go. I'm going to You're not there anymore, are you? Okay, I'm going to... Next room. Just...
So you meet up with the ladies in the next room. The ladies are being given a tour by Stacy, who is describing the attributes of the paintings as you go down the line. Stacy did pick up that on an artistic level, the portraits are stunning, and the impressionists, the techniques are good. But they're not, anything that's not a portrait is not really anything special or new or different, or it's nice. The portraits are gorgeous though, especially that one of Barbara had like hours and hours and hours went into that.
I won't mention that to Margaret.
As Stacy's talking, Daisy's just kind of nodding, trying to stay very like look like she's interested, but like if Margaret's with them every so often, she just kind of glances at her phone and like is swiping a little bit.
I think honestly, Margaret's not listening kind of at all. Every few minutes, I know you're talking every few minutes. I'm like, you have that gifted observation. I'm gonna slide money into your pocket, and then I'm just gonna go back to like watching other people at the party, and trying. I mean, I listen. I've seen her. I gave birth to her. I watched her grow up. I've seen her face. We don't have to look at her face anymore. So I'm gonna be very intentionally diverting my attention to anything other than this incredible portrait.
So there's a lot of hubbub and buzz. People are all gushing and talking. Everybody in this side of the room is like, oh, it's so exciting. It's beautiful. Look at the techniques. Oh my word, the model is stunning. And look at this model. And oh, look at the big one. Hey, that lady over there, it almost looks like her a little bit, doesn't it? No, she's too old for that one. It's fine. It's fine.
Darkness.
Oh, jeez.
I'm back to brightness. I am gonna go maybe check out another section, and I'm going to detach.
When you make your way towards the ones at the back, there are less people there. But it's this weird thing. People are bubbly, gushing. Oh my word! Oh my word! Then they get there, and it's like there is very little talking. They get so into what they're looking at, and their voice even drops if they do talk, and they are fully focused on each of these pictures. And after a few moments, they seem to be like, yes, no, it's amazing, it's brilliant. I've never seen anything like it. Where do you think the idea came from? Oh my word, it's stunning. Is the artist here? Can we talk to them? Can we ask? And when they come back, they're a little bit subdued, but that becomes the topic of conversation. The portraits are not discussed once people come back from the section. They talk about what they saw, not what they think, not the style, not the technique, what they saw.
I mean, I'm curious. And these are going to be those paintings are more my style anyway, so I'm definitely going to be heading back to give them a little closer inspection. I'm still talking, so I'm curious how quickly that dies off, because I'm to nobody, basically. My tour of the art will continue, and I'll that's probably the piece. Those are the pieces I'm probably most interested in anyway.
Okay. And what is your weakness as a toreador?
You're a bruja.
No, Min, you're a bruja.
I'm
Oh, she
bruja.
brought it. You're the toreador. What's your weakness as a toreador?
I can't stand to be around ugliness and squalor. It has to be beautiful. It has to be beautiful surroundings all the time. I cannot be in an unpleasant environment.
Okay, I just needed to make sure it wasn't a fixation with paintings and artwork.
No.
Okay. So Stacy has gotten close to the back, and Margaret has gotten close to the back.
I'm following a few paces behind Stacy. Hearing people come out of there talking about how it's better than the portraits, I think Margaret just instinctively, oh, everyone, come look, there's other better paintings than there's better stuff in the back. You should all stop looking at that one and come look at these. And I'm gonna try to usher more people in to this room.
It actually, I need you to do me a roll.
Oh no. I was just being, this is what I get for being petty.
Manipulation and
Oh.
performance.
Oh. Maybe.
Manipulation plus performance.
Oh, I have I have no performance. I have persuasion, but I have 4 manipulation.
Persuasion. I'll give you because it is manipulation, so I'll give you persuasion.
Okay, I'll take that. That's okay. 6 successes.
Okay. So in the room there's about 20 people moving around in the portrait section. 12 of them hear you and they're like, oh, and they all start making their way to the back.
Yes, forget that old thing. Let's look at this other stuff. Listen, Stacy knows a ton about art. Stacy, tell them all the wonderful things you were telling me about the strokes of the different no, that's something else. Anyway, Stacy.
And as you talk, another 4 of the people come over, and people from the other hall start to move in a little bit faster to this section because they want to see what the whole hubbub is about. Remember that unseen sense of yours triggered off of the Asian man, and it triggered off of the paintings that are at the back.
Yes, and that was why I was giggling, because I was like, would Margaret be reasonable in this moment given what she knows? No, she's going to choose to be petty.
I love Margaret.
But do I notice that Derek is not amongst these people? Or does Derek also turn up?
Derek?
Derek had walked into the third room, but I think he's like trying to make mental connections at the moment, so I don't think he's quite paying attention to what's going on in the room.
Okay. So Derek is not with you, but when you turn and look, he is in the room.
Okay, listen, that's all I need. Eyes. You got to keep eyes on your people. That's like mother hen instinct. Where are my people? Speaking of Daisy.
Daisy is actually, so as the crowd is starting to filter to the back, Daisy is going to kind of slip behind a pillar, and she's going to initiate Mask of 1,000 Faces to try to blend a little bit more into the crowd and be a little bit less discerning. She has bright pink hair, so it is a little easy to pick her out in a crowd.
Okay. Does anyone... Is anyone taking note of the crowd, by the way?
I am only insofar as I am curious as to if they're listening more than Margaret and Daisy were.
Those near you are listening and like, okay. But now as people are moving towards the back, I'm going to describe what you start seeing in the paintings at the back before you say whether you're going to talk about it or not. But the attention, as they get there, they stop listening to you and they become focused on these paintings. You can see you don't even get nods of Once they see what's here, they are 100% involved, and after a moment or two, they'll talk to each other about what they saw. Like, do you understand it? What do you think it means? Is it a story? Is it a movie? Where do you think it comes from? Can we ask the artist? Where's the artist? Which mythology is this?
Daisy's gonna follow suit, sort of doing the same thing that they're doing.
Okay.
Does she
I'm
see
gonna
anything when she looks at the painting?
I'm gonna stare at the painting. What are they seeing?
So there
I'll
are
give you the answers.
There are a series of 7 paintings that are lined up against the wall. Each painting has blood and some of them have violence, some of them have sensuality. The first painting is of the 2 brothers, Cain and Abel. And Cain being covered with blood from his mouth and his throat running down, screaming at the skies. Abel lies dead in front of him. The second painting is a woman cradling a man in her lap with blood running down her mouth and feeding him blood from her wrist. The third painting is the scene of a crowd of people in a ballroom. And in this ballroom, there are ugly vampires, there are gorgeous vampires, there are ones with twisted faces. And they are all congregating and paying attention to a man in a suit standing on a dais. And as you look at these paintings, every single one of these paintings is something you would expect to see among the kindred or hear of a kindred story. There are even paintings that show signs of gangrel, animalism, Nosferatu. There is a painting that you look at and you can spot this is a painting of a ministry vampire in a fight with what looks to be a toreador. These are kindred images.
Would we know if this is considered a direct breach?
It is done in a style that someone with absolutely zero knowledge would be like, that's why they're like, what mythology is this? What story is this? Is it a movie? Is it a book? It's amazing. Did she just think this up? It's got that fantasy vibe in the background. But anyone with even a hint of knowledge is going to go, this is masquerade violations. What is going on? This is something that could go very badly. At the very least, Kelly would possibly be killed over this, because who told her and how does she know? And one thing you do know, about Margaret, is that she would never put a blood relation in that threat. She would never have said a word to Kelly about this. But you know that. That doesn't mean other kindred would know that.
I'm going to very intentionally continue to talk about the style and the technique and just the way the colors are working together. And I'm like trying to kind of, I guess I'm looking for Daisy, but Daisy's gone.
It's
Daisy's
like you're
not
talking.
Daisy.
If you try and talk to anyone around you, it's like you're talking to a wall. The second their eyes are on those paintings for a moment, it's like they're entranced. And they focus and fixated. And once they walk away, it is all they talk about. What they saw. Not technique, not style. What they saw and where they can find more of it.
I'm gonna go to Margaret.
I think
This is not right. This is
oh yes, no, this is terrible. This is bad. We should do something about it. The thing is, I am not usually the one that does anything about anything, so I'm really, in a
Right.
bit of a pickle here. Should we destroy them? Should we just burn it down? I don't know how much. How much does a place like this cost?
That-
$40? I don't know.
I can see if the curator is available.
We should have them taken down immediately, and we should, I don't really think there's too many of them to get rid of all of them. Or, well, I don't know. What do you think?
I can just buy them.
Oh, I meant the people, but the paintings
Oh.
too.
Oh.
There's
We don't
20
buy
of them.
people.
we're just gonna get rid of the people.
I mean, no, bad idea. Silly me.
I didn't bring enough
Um,
hundreds. There's too many pockets.
Is there coming into the art gallery, is there like a thing that you scan for your phone, like a QR code or anything like that kind of walks you through some of the pieces at all?
There is not a QR code for the pieces, but there are QR codes. When you scan them, you see they are listed as prices. Two
Okay.
of the paintings have already been sold.
Okay. Let's see.
They are going for 5 figures. it's there is a cap point that if you pass a cap point, you automatically win. They were supposed to be bidding, but those ones are
Are there names on the people who have bought the first two?
no. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. And you look over to the main doors. Unfortunately, the artist has not arrived, but we welcome you tonight at the beautiful work she has created. I am Francois, and you are welcome in our gallery this evening. We welcome you to look around, to purchase, yes, and to enjoy the experience of the young creative minds of our cities.
Are people listening to this person, or are they still chittering about the paintings?
The ones near the doors are listening, but because you had been calling people, very few people are near the doors. One or two start approaching him, though, that are coming from the paintings. And they almost seem a little bit anxious when they approach him. The ones who are still looking at the paintings, until they absorb every detail, they don't disconnect. And once they absorb every detail, they disconnect and they move away. But this still is their focus even as they leave.
Is there staff with like glasses of like wine and stuff like that walking around at all?
Absolutely.
Daisy is going to kind of just casually grab one, continue to look at the piece, and just like very intentionally drop her glass, so it's going like, and try to make it shatter on the ground in the crowd of people that are still kind of gathered. It's like, oh my gosh, let me, everybody back up, move out of the way, there's glass, and just like very in a very concerned tone.
When you used Mask of 1,000 Faces, did you keep yourself female?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you drop your glass and you're like, oh no, everybody, there's a moment where out of habit you sort of like want to reach for the glass, and a hand gently takes your wrist and pulls you back. And when you look, it's this Asian guy, and he's like, careful, you'll cut yourself. And he lets go of you and he smiles before stepping back into the crowd.
Do I see where he goes?
Oh, he's still in the crowd. And he's still glancing at you every now and then, and he's just kind of standing to the side. He's not looking at the artwork. Because Margaret was looking at the crowd and Stacy was looking at the crowd who were near the paintings, he didn't go near them. He doesn't seem to care about them. He doesn't react to them. Someone immediately like, oh, no. And somebody comes with a broom and a sweeper, and they wipe it up, and a mop, and they quickly clean it. And Franz was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Although chaos in life, chaos in art, yes, all together is fantastic.
Daisy's gonna try to stay in proximity to this Asian man. Not quite like sidling up next to him, but like definitely trying to keep tabs.
So it's almost like a dance. It's when you try and like sidle up and keep tabs and circle him, you notice he kind of circles you, but he watches you with a smile. And he's not watching your friends, he's watching you. When you guys walked in, he looked at all of you except Derek, because Derek wasn't there. He kind of doesn't seem to know Derek's one of you. He's watching you, and he seems amused as you try and sidle around him. He's doing his own sidling around the room. And he just grins watching you as if you're a puppy doing something cute.
I don't like this man. She'll keep it up though. At least keep him engaged. She shoots a quick text to... I feel like Daisy's to the point in her technology career where she can text without looking at her phone. And she shoots a quick text to Stacy and says, weird guys watching me. Stay tuned for deets. Keep talking about art. It's fine.
I will, as subtly as I can, kind of try to go. Would I know what Daisy looks like? Would I be able to pick her out?
No,
Or no?
because you went
Yeah.
focused on it, and Daisy went behind a pillar to change. So the problem
that's what I
there is
thought.
none of you see
Okay.
Daisy anymore.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna look around and see if anyone's being creepy, and that's
Margaret would be able to see me correctly if she still has her sense of the unseen up.
Yes. Mark will not see you, but sense that before the Asian guy was the only guy pinging on your radar, the thing that was behind you in the previous room is gone, but you can use your unseen sense to get a feel of where your friends are in the room of mortals, and there's one mortal that is also now pinging on your radar. But Daisy's gone.
I think I would have actually given, like, Margaret would have sort of trailed after slightly the people that walked away to see how they interacted with Francois on their way out. And I think is Derek still in this back room, the secondary room?
Yeah.
No, he stepped into the third room. Oh, I thought you stepped into the third room.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Yes, Derek is in the third room.
Oh, okay. I think yeah, can't fend for herself. She's not going to get too far. I think I'm going to, I think I might turn away from what's going on, and make a show like I sort of have snapped one of my many bracelets, and I'll turn to Derek with this like broken clasp and say, would you mind giving me a hand? But this is a practice trick. I'm going to put my other hand on his wrist, and I'm going to use my premonition ability because something's not right, and I don't know what we didn't catch. So I would like to try to get a sense of a clue that we missed.
Go for it.
So that is resolve and aspect. Kind of the same deal. Right? Yep.
Yes.
Um, 4 successes.
Ooh, that is a lot. You have this thing that starts happening, that everything kind of gets a dual sight. A lot of the dual sight is grayed out, like it's not quite there. Like you see a person and then it's almost like a grayness of themselves on top of it. And you pick up that all the grayness are the mortals. There is this one woman with brown hair, pretty, but when you look at her, you see in color, you see Daisy. There is a man, which was giving you your ping, and you look at him and it's this Chinese man, but when you look at him carefully, it's not a Chinese man anymore. There's a second face that you don't recognize overlaid underneath his face. And when you have a moment of surprise at that, you kind of see Derek and you see figures behind him getting closer to him in the background. There's almost like shadowy figures that are approaching him from the back. And finally, you like turn to look at Stacy, and you don't notice Stacy because the paintings behind her light up. There is something, they become vibrant with color, especially anything red. And you realize that in every one of these paintings, there is vampire blood mixed into the paint and something else.
Oh, that's a lot of information. I think my eyes kind of like flutter back to whatever normal state. I think I might need to go powder my nose. There's just a lot of, it's hot in here. A lot of heat. Do you know where the powder room is, Derek? I know you were lingering towards the back.
Yes, so in modern times, many water closets will have a symbol upon the door that shows
where?
a figure of some sort. Many times it is a gendered symbol that represents the intention of the restroom. If there is a slash, that means that it doesn't matter. You can go into it.
Okay, well, wonderful. Did you happen to see one of those hieroglyphs on your way in?
Yes, in the second room,
Okay.
yes.
Can I would also like to attempt at some point to catch Stacy's eye as she's talking, and if we've even been working together a little bit, give whatever signal that would indicate like, hey, we all need to talk because Margaret doesn't want to use her brain. I don't know, and I think since I saw her, I might, when Stacy gets close, ask her to text Daisy, because I don't know how to use that thing. But I would love to try to get us to reconvene somewhere, maybe not in this crowd of mortal people.
Well, the bathrooms are gender neutral. They are for everybody. It's very much like the Ally McBeal bathroom. There's a door, it's marked gender neutral with the symbols. You go inside and it's just a big bathroom with lots of different stalls and different kinds of stalls. Even the men's urinals are in stalls.
I want to just share everything I just learned. Info dump.
Just one thing, before Daisy goes to join the group, if you watch this guy, as you're walking away, the hand that grabbed your wrist, he lifts to his face and he sniffs it gently and then he smiles at you again.
She does her best to look as unbothered by this as possible and just goes, like, her traditional, like, kisses kind of thing, but doesn't say anything. But she is cringing on the inside as she walks away. Ugh.
Not that wave of cringe.
So I'm not really one for riddles. I just think, why work that hard? But there is something strange going on. I think that they're using kindred blood in the paintings, and I think that's what's causing people to be a little bit fixated.
I think Derek's gonna look under the stall doors, just like, are there feet? Like,
There are no feet.
Okay, good, great.
God.
Y'all is alone in here as far as you know.
Do I see any cameras? Or I know that's a weird thing for a bathroom, but do I see any like
cameras.
technologies? Okay. Cool.
Stacy will know Francois is a very, very big proponent to gender-neutral bathrooms and privacy because they are non-binary. They want to create that example of how well it can work, and occasionally people take drugs and have sex in this bathroom. You don't want evidence.
It's a perfect meeting place too. It doubles as everybody wins.
Multi-purpose room.
There are cocaine-friendly counters here and there.
Also, that there's like a technicolor young individual just floating around in the crowd. Who is not actually the Asian gentleman that we saw on our way in. That's not who that is. I don't know who they are, but that's not their real face. So there's a lot of hubbub.
He was acting really sus.
What do you mean?
Was it that guy? Is that the guy you texted me about?
Yeah, no, he I'm pretty sure he could. First of all, he had good vibes, but I'm pretty sure he could like see through all of this. And she kind of gestures to herself, having dropped Mask of Many or Thousand Faces, and just goes. And then he like lifted his hand up to his nose because he like touched me. It was really gross, and like he gave me the ick.
Ew.
Speaking of ick,
Disrespectfully.
Derek relays his encounter in the second room. So, sounds like there's a variety of people who have taken an interest in these paintings. Should we?
Wait, you said that to him? What the hell, Derek? Like, what were you thinking?
He did not have. He wasn't part of the exhibit. I thought he was in need. Forgive me for having a single altruistic bone in my body.
Sure. You're forgiven. But, like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, if he, like, did that to me, like, I would have been like, hands off. You're braver than I.
It's. Thank you. But beside the point, this doesn't seem. Your relative seems to have attracted a lot of special attention in a very short amount of time.
Oh, yes. Well...
How did...
Go ahead.
How does she know about all this? Because that's not good.
Well, I mean, she's done well for herself, so it makes sense that, how I am a firm believer in not only consequences, but have Chip read me my cards every morning just to make sure that it's safe to go out for the day, and it usually is, except for when it's not. But I cannot help but think that there is some, merit in considering the bizarre coincidence of my niece suddenly being inspired by imagery she shouldn't have access to, and our artist friend going missing, given that they're in the same circles. Any chance that he, I don't know, kidnapped my niece? Silly, right? There's no way. Absolutely no way. Tell me there's no way that's true.
It's
Well, they said
awesome.
they said his house was broken into, though, right? Or they were
Do
looking.
I know where Kelly lives?
You do know where Kelly lives.
Can I, maybe we'll just, I might pop in and just, see how maybe she's sick. I kind of want to go over there.
Do we want to talk to Francois before we leave and see when he heard from her last? I mean, she would have had to drop off the paintings, right?
I did intend to talk to them about acquiring the paintings to limit their exposure.
Yes, there was one I wanted to buy too, so.
Oh,
Well, if you
buy all of
I know Daisy saw because Daisy tested the QR code, you can't just use the QR code to just buy them.
I buy the one of Barbara. For no reason, specifically.
I don't know how to use these, but can you just buy all of the Stacy? And I'm just like taking wads of money out of my little clutch. Can you just put that in your little machine and buy all of them? Isn't this right? How does this work, Derek? Can you tell her how to? You know how I like it done. Just do it so it like just shows up and I don't have to think about it. I love it when that happens.
All right. I'm gonna try to hand the money to Derek.
I'll make sure this gets deposited.
So you managed to buy 5 of the 7, 2 are already sold.
That's right.
And if we ever come back to Barbie-land or the House of Dreamland, you might find out what happens to those paintings. But for now, they are sold and the buyers are anonymous, unfortunately.
Dun, dun, dun.
But you managed to buy the portrait of Prince Barbara, and you managed to buy 5 of them.
Are there instructions on pickup / delivery / like? I imagine there's some sort of provenance that occurs.
As soon as you make the purchase, you get into an immediate text conversation with someone. You're not sure who, but it's not a bot. We thank you so much for supporting the artists in the gallery. Please allow any instructions for collection, and we will arrange secure transport and insurance for the transport.
Can I trace the number?
Yeah. It literally comes. You I'm not gonna make you roll because it's an easy one. It's linked to an email address that's part of Francois' gallery. It's his assistant who's sitting in a back room.
Cool. I assumed as much, but you never know.
If you want, you can tell them you want it immediately, and they will then remove them from general sight.
I think that might draw more attention to them for the people that have already seen them. I think upon the closing of the gallery this evening, we should make sure that they are no longer being used for future exhibits.
Do we want to have Frank pick them up?
Their name is Francois. It's polite to try to pronounce it the way that they pronounce it.
I think she's talking about Chad. No. Wait,
Curtis?
Oh, Charles! What did you want him to do?
Pick up the paintings.
Given that he can barely pick up a stitch, I don't know if he'll be capable. But I mean, we could see. I'll tell him he'll find a way to squeeze it in.
There are a couple 6-figure numbers involved in this purchase. They will arrange transport and delivery.
Oh.
Should we send them to the Dreamhouse?
No.
No. Only because, Barbara is so busy. Would hate to worry her just yet. And we wouldn't want it perhaps on her property. Should something go wrong, it would at least give her plausible deniability.
Is there an office that Derek works in the city?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get them delivered there, just so they're not, at our haven.
Certainly. I can plausible deniability for the prince, but not for Derek. All right. So, yes.
We can. What? I don't know why I didn't think of this. Tell Francois to put down Charles's address. That's the perfect place. No, they'll never look for it there. Why would you ever go to a place? I mean, just put them there. He'll be fine. He's never there. He's always working for me.
It is true.
Can't argue with the facts.
Come now. I'm like tapping my horrible acrylic nails on the contract delivery form.
Kyle does not want to argue with this.
4-3 Sad Man Lane. I think that's right.
Oh, Sadman, nice neighborhood.
Very nice neighborhood. It's got a lovely house there.
That he
That
never
he never
sees.
sees.
That he never sees.
There's a park
A
with
dog.
a single swing and it's broken. Yeah.
Oh.
He's doing great.
Okay, so you arrange for the paintings to be delivered.
Before we leave, I do want to talk to Francois and see. So while they're handling the purchases and wherever they're getting delivered, just want to approach. Try to wait for a time when he's maybe not completely surrounded. I don't know what kind of attention he's drawing with the art exhibit actually happening, but
He walks to a group and he talk.
Perfect.
Walks to a group, talk. So literally,
I'll find him
mid-step,
in
if you-
between. Yeah, I'll find him in between groups. Francois,
Welcome. I hope you are enjoying your stay with us.
it is quite an exhibit. I was really hoping to have an opportunity to speak with the artist, and unfortunately, you said she was not available.
It is magnifique. Her style, her ability, the color, the pictures, the portraits, all fantastic. It was delivered earlier this week, but no comes. She's not here.
She didn't deliver it herself.
Oh, no. I sent my men to collect.
When's the last time you spoke with her? If I had pieces like
Just
some of
before
the
Just before the
I
collection, 3-4 days ago.
And she didn't explain why she wasn't going to be here?
Well, she was supposed to be here. She said she would be here. She confirmed she would be here. But you know, the artists, they have the temperament. They do what they want. We cannot judge. We merely guide. We merely assist.
We do. It's true. All right.
You are also the artist?
Not just an artist. I'm. I have.
All artists critique their own work worse than any other critique. I'm sure it is lovely.
It will be.
You must show the Francois. You must show me your work. Yes, you show me first.
Yes, you'll be the first to see a completed work.
And literally, he reaches in the pocket and it comes out like a switchblade. Ha! My business card. You take. You send me your links. You show me your work. Maybe we make a magnificent section for you in our beginners' night. Yes. And if we like, we put up. We offer very fair commission rates as well.
Perfect. This is great. This is yes, I will hold on to this, and whenever my art is ready to be viewed by the general public, I will come to you and
my darling, there is no ready. There must only be do. You must live the moment and experience with us. Yes, bring the experience in. And he kind of looks up and sees your friends behind you. He's like, more experience for you.
Experience. You
are friends with the artist? Is why you ask, or you want conversation?
Yes. Oh my god, yes. You're Francois, right?
Oh, yes, we are Francois. How many
Pleasure to meet you. Yes, no, we are very good friends of this one. And she, if Stacy has an artist name, Daisy will use that. If not, she'll just say Stacy.
She does.
Very kind of smacks her on the back a little bit. I actually have a copy of Stacy's art if you want to see it now, or and she's already pulling out her phone.
Right now I cannot, but Stacy will send me. She will send me the link, and then we will look together. And he suddenly looks at Margaret, and then he looks behind your shoulder at the portrait on the wall. And he looks at you. He looks at the portrait. You are related to the model?
Well, the model is related to me, but yes.
It's where the model gets all of her looks from.
It truly is. The apple and all that. Something the tree.
Oh, but you look like you are older sister, not mother.
Oh, Francois! I just immediately latch onto that. All over that.
Yes,
so
yes,
some fawning.
Kelly told me she's very close to the model, so it must be close to you as well.
Yes, I definitely remember my niece's name. Yes,
Your niece, you are the auntie. Oh, you look way too young to have a niece that age, let alone daughter.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
You were
Go
naughty
on.
in your,
Tell me more.
You were naughty in your teenage years, were you not? So was Francois. We were very naughty.
You're impossible. I'm going to. I think I probably would have already called for the car, but I will. Francois, since we are, this is just the most charming place, and we have just sort of introduced you to the up-and-coming artist. I'm sure after this exhibition is finished, you'll be putting Stacy's work up. I just wanted to know if between friends, perhaps you might do me just a little favor.
Of course, you merely ask. My job is to make our guests comfortable.
Well, Francois, I need you to give us the exact contact information for who connected you with these. Who brought these paintings to you specifically?
It would be Kelly.
Kelly dropped them off herself.
No. I have delivery drivers who deal with the artworks. They are priceless. They must be treated with care. So I send my drivers to Kelly's apartment. She gives me the paintings. I bring them back.
Wonderful. I would really love to, perhaps, if you have, I don't know, a name or who might have been the driver for this particular delivery, that would be wonderful.
We
Can
bought-
look into it.
I say we bought some of the paintings, so we just want to, chat with the drivers in order to make sure that they're going to get to our place
Give
home.
special instructions.
But of course, what I will do, I'm not sure who did it, but I will tell my assistant we want the same one to make delivery, and then you speak to them on delivery. Does this work for you?
Sure. One moment. Can I bail and try to waddle my way with my train to Francois' office?
His office is upstairs, and there is security stopping people from going upstairs.
Okay. I'm still gonna go up there. I'm not people. I'm Margaret, so I'm going to waddle my way upstairs.
No, they block you. Like, I'm so sorry, ma'am, but unfortunately, the public is not allowed in this section.
Oh, I completely understand. I am not the public. I'm actually, I myself am a connoisseur, old friend of Francois. I need you to let me through. I want to use my compel ability.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. That is charisma and dominate. Beautiful. Okay. 2 successes.
That's more than enough, because he botched his willpower. He has willpower like tissue paper, apparently.
Oh no.
He's like, you, of course, but please, and he undoes the ropes. And, do you need an escort, or
no.
I need this job, please. Just don't tell him I told you no.
This is literally like, this is the dynamic I need. So, I will just say, oh, no. You don't have to worry about a thing. Friend of Francois is a friend of mine. I love to keep my friends' secrets. However, those 3, I'll point down around, like wherever. If they happen to swing up here, let them through, but don't let anyone else bother us. We have some business to discuss. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna waddle past into Francois' office.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Margaret's
And
my hero.
if anyone notices, you see a guy who looks terrified standing by the staircase to the main office.
Must have told Margaret no.
Hey, what do you guys do?
Well, we saw Margaret leave. I assume Francois kind of gets pulled into another conversation with another guest or something along those lines.
Excuse me, I will talk to you soon. Send me the link. I must go greet. That is the mayor's aid, and I think we can get a little bit of funding for our charity event, no? Jeremy, how are you doing? And he waltzes off that way.
We could follow her.
I'm
I
gonna
could
look
get
at
into
the-
his computer. Let's go. And like Daisy's demeanor kind of shifts a little bit. She like very bubbly, very like sarcastic before, but as soon as she realizes that, her eyes get a little bit more intense. And she kind of just walks up the stairs. Doesn't wait for you guys to agree.
I'm gonna wait and see what the scared looking fella does, and if he lets her through, I'll follow.
Okay, so as soon as he sees you, right this way. Sorry. And he steps to the side.
Keeps walking, doesn't even acknowledge him.
Daisy.
She's looking for Margaret and or the door to an office.
When you get upstairs, there are 2 doors. One is a glass door, and you see this big, beautiful office behind it. There is another door to the side. There's a light on behind it, but it's not a glass door. It's like this. It's almost like a metal kind of door, and there's a light on behind it. The one with the glass door is very obviously Francois' office.
Okay.
You're presuming the other one is for the assistant.
Okay. Daisy will. Where's Margaret in junction to all of
I
this?
think think that office door is probably already cracked. It's not even cracked. I wouldn't have shut it behind me. So there's like, it's definitely ajar. And you can hear the rustling in there. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'm rustling through paperwork in a
There is
really ineffectual way. Like, I'm kind of not, you know how like when you tell like a teenager to do a chore and they like can't do it all of a sudden, they just can't be a functioning person even though it's the simplest task. That's what's happening right now as Margaret's looking for information.
there is this giant glass desk, this beautiful white faux leather couch. There is a wall of awards and plaques and pictures. There's a massive, massive, brightly mosaic colored piece on the wall, and the back wall is entirely window. If Margaret goes through some of the glass drawers on the glass desk, there is a candy stash, there is a liquor stash, and there are some papers in the trays and the drawers. You can see a pair of slippers under the desk, like tucked away for comfortable footwear.
I love this guy.
It's fun as how to live. Yeah, as Daisy walks in, I'm just like, there's just a papers. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but there's got to be something in. But not in this ass. We gotta clean this up, or Barbara's gonna. Just help me. Just like frantic.
Should have brought Charles. And she goes and sits down.
He's probably been waiting for 20 minutes by now. I don't even care.
There is a white laptop on the table.
Perfect. Yeah, she goes and sits at the desk and flips it open.
If somebody walks in and closes the door, all sound stops. The office is soundproofed. And as you close the door connects. It's that glass that when the connection is made, it fogs up. You know, in case Francois has lunchtime visitors.
Francois really knows how to live.
My.
Okay. Okay.
If Daisy
So
wasn't so focused on this task right now.
Make your hacking check.
Okay. Is there a difficulty?
Difficulty 7. He's not really an IT guy. It's just standard systems.
I'm gonna use a willpower.
What's a success?
Oh, I have to select. So that's new. I got 5 successes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want, it's yours.
So she's basically trying to work her way through his most recent correspondences. If he has an Apple computer, his text would line up to his computer. So she starts going through those, seeing if there's anything from Kelly. Specifically,
he does indeed have an Apple laptop, and his text messages do jump up. There's lots of, oh, we'll see you tonight, kiss kiss.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where it's very casual, like, oh, we're gonna see you later, and good luck, babes, I hope it's a wonderful show, I know you can do this. From somebody on one of the side messages that's just labeled Mabu. And then when you look up Kelly's number, it's like, where are you? Are you coming? Is everything okay? If something's wrong, let me know. Are you sure? Kelly, just let me know where you are. I tried to call you. Are you okay? Are you okay? And there is a message that responds with, I'm fine, can't talk, can't come. And then he's just, okay, as long as you're okay, that's all that's important. I understand it's a bit intimidating. It can be scary to do your first show. It's okay. When you're ready, I'll be here.
Okay.
We'll be here.
Okay, so couple things. One, Daisy's going to go back to messages previously when Kelly was corresponding with him, and check the tone between the most recent message versus the
older messages. The tone doesn't match. They're very bubbly. They're so excited. They're very confident. I'm gonna rock it. It's gonna be great. A picture of an outfit. Does this work or this work? Which one do you think is better? Should I say things a certain way? Is there a way I should act? It's very much a mentor-mentee kind of conversation, because that's who Francois is. He loves embracing young artists and supporting them. because this man is all about support. Screw stereotypes of bitchy artists.
I need a Francois in my life.
Yeah, so it's very warm, very friendly. It stops after Tuesday. Since Tuesday, it's like, okay, the delivery guys are here, sending the paintings, great. See you soon. See you on, let's pretend it's Saturday. See you on Saturday, looking forward to it. And there was no other communication since Tuesday.
Okay.
Until the messages tonight.
The tonality of her responding to giving the paintings is the same.
Was a lot more curt, a lot more short.
Okay. Let's see.
And a lot less emoji. Like, there were no emojis. Every message to Francois has an emoji.
Is it
Every
possible?
message.
Was it possible to trace the IP, because it's an Apple, to trace the IP address of the message being sent
For you?
specifically?
For you, that's pie. You can easily do that.
Hell yeah.
You do get an address for where the messages were coming from. Most of the messages come off the same one, same IP address, and the ones tonight definitely came from that IP address. Some of them do pop up as what you recognize as the university IP address as well.
Okay. But there's
You
a
also
separate
see-
one from Kelly's house?
The one that comes up the most often, you're presuming, is Kelly's apartment.
Okay.
And then, you have the address, so you can match it because Barbara does pay for Kelly's apartment for her.
Okay.
So you have the address. You even have a key to get, or the code. There's a code on the lock, not an actual physical key.
Okay.
You also get like the messages from the assistant going, "This is sold. This is sold. This is sold." Reviews in like links to reviews and pages and articles, and
Okay.
invoices being processed. So that there is a stream that pops up every now and then of updating him on what's going on.
Okay. Last question, and just to reconfirm, the IP for the most recent message matches up with the apartment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That is my last question. And Daisy's just typing away. If Margaret's saying that we need to clean up, she is not getting a response from her. She is just hyper focused.
No, I think no. Margaret, while you're working, would have peeked out to see, just to make sure, not hearing any commotion. Doesn't seem like anything's happening. But also, I think when you're done, Margaret would ask, did you happen to get the addresses of the other two destinations for the paintings that we didn't happen to procure?
She immediately goes back to working, to getting that.
So one is invoiced to KMS. It's a company.
Okay.
The other one is a dealer. And Stacy, I'm gonna say that you don't recognize the dealer's name, but the company listed for the dealer you sort of recognize, but you're gonna need to think about it a bit.
Have
Like
Derek
if you reach out a little.
Okay. Have Derek and Stacy joined us upstairs at this point?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, well, if we've got that information, then that's really all we're going to get out of here. And I don't want to make a mess. That gentleman was so nice to let us in. So let's just leave it how we found it. There's papers everywhere that I myself have tossed. Let's just leave it all exactly how we found it, just as a courtesy to our friend Francois. And we should skidoo. I found it like this.
Go ahead.
I don't think that Derek can allow the papers that are strewn about the floor. There's just something about having lots of things on the floor that he's gotta take care of it. And so he's just like, nope, gonna just deal with this for right now.
I can call Chuck in here and he could clean this up. You don't have to do that.
It's not about have to.
Oh, well, knock yourself out. I guess it is a party.
He's just like, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 9. Like, just go into it.
You gather the papers and you put it up. It takes you about 4 or 5 minutes, but you got them all.
All right.
It looks great in here. Good work, gang. We've done well.
Yes, we have.
The car's probably been waiting again for just
Let's head to yes. Let's head to Kelly's.
Perfect.
When you get out to the car, Frank is there and he's just like holding a ticket, looking very depressed with the world as he looks at the ticket. Then he sees you and tucks it in his pocket. And there's a cop standing nearby watching the car, looking at the like temporary parking and watching Frank.
Chance, is there a problem here? Something going on?
No, ma'am.
Open the door, dear. We've got to go.
And he opens the door for all of you to get in.
Did we see the Asian guy as we were leaving?
No. He was nowhere
Jesus.
to be seen.
That's going to be a hard pass for me, guys.
While
So you guys
the-
make
I take the lollipop out of Stacy's hair and start chewing on that. My stress lollipop.
I'll be trying to put together the pieces of this like almost this company that I vaguely recognize. I imagine it almost feels like you see someone's face and you can't quite remember their name. That's what it feels like. So I'll be trying to figure out where and why it feels.
They're definitely an art dealer company. They're not an official gallery, but they're more like agents for artists.
And I didn't recognize the actual like agent's name.
You didn't recognize the actual agent's name. That needs some digging. But
Okay.
they represent artists, but they also represent collectors. And if you want to be an anonymous buyer, one way is to go through this kind of a company.
Okay. I don't like that. Okay.
You guys get to Kelly's building. It is a refurbished industrial building. It's in a nice part of town. This used to be a little bit more down the road, kind of across the rail tracks, but the entire place has been redone. Buildings were bought and fixed up. It is now expensive housing, and it is very clean, very beautiful. On the outside, lots of grey, lots of concrete, but each floor is a unit, and hers is on floor 6 or 7. You get up there with no problems. There's a keypad. You enter the code, and the door unlocks. When you walk in, Kelly's place it's a loft kind of place. It's very open plan, but it's big. There is one place that is like thick, can't see through them glass bricks. That would be where the bathroom is. The kitchen is just to your side as you go in. There's a counter space. There's a massive open lounge and big windows, and there is her art studio in the corner of this open room. There is a little passageway that goes off to what you presume is the bedroom area. So there is a section you can't see, but everything else is very open planned and easy to see. Everything is dark. The lights have not been switched on. There's a little bit of a sour smell, and it's coming from food that's still on the counter. And because you are vampires, you pick up what others wouldn't. There is a smell of blood.
A strong smell?
It smells kind of strong, especially the closer you get to that passage.
I guess like I'm trying to be like, I cut my finger while I was chopping a carrot, or I cut
Nope.
myself shaving, or I got stabbed.
This is a lot, and some of it smells a little bit old, some of it smells a little bit new.
That was my question.
But that heavy iron smell is mixed.
Great. Anybody mind if I go check that? I'm gonna go
Alright.
check that.
Yes.
The second you go into the passageway,
Oh, I just was gonna say it doesn't. When we entered, like, there's no sounds or signs of life. Like, nobody responded when because it wasn't. I wouldn't imagine it was quiet. We weren't trying to sneak in. We just walked right in. So we didn't. Nothing. It's just
There
dead
were no
silent in here.
sounds,
Okay.
no sounds, no signs of life. There are no pets. There is no signs of pets either. The one thing you notice is that it is very quiet. You don't hear upstairs neighbors, you don't hear downstairs neighbors. But buildings like these tended to, because they were industrial buildings, they had these incredibly thick floors that were a meter or two of concrete because they had to support heavy machinery. So it's normal that you don't hear that sound because of those barriers.
So it's almost like the freight elevator opens on each floor, and there's kind of like a little landing before the
Exactly.
apartment. Yeah.
Exactly. The little landing with the door and the lock. When you get to this passage, the walls are covered in art, and it's all obviously personal stuff and friends stuff and photos and, fairy lights. And there are these 5 thick stripes running in the plaster and in the concrete walls down the corridor towards the bedroom.
Okay. Proceeding cautiously. Also trying to remember it, because it's difficult to remember that Nosferatu that Derek encountered, but trying to remember that specific smell that they had, just that not quite, it's sour but not sweat sour,
Give me a resolve, and let's make it insight.
Excellent. I'm good at both of those things.
Yay!
2 successes.
You definitely smell that smell.
I think
It's actually getting stronger when you head towards the bedroom.
Ooh. I'm going off alone during a horror movie, guys. This is not Derek is unflappable. Since his earlier encounter was odd but vaguely threatening, but not directly I'ma kill you. I think Derek is gonna proceed with caution, but open the door at a distance, stand back from the bedroom door and kind of tap the doorknob with his foot.
When you tap the doorknob, the door is ajar. But when you tap it, you notice that it shifts and the top hinge is actually snapped. And the door falls inwards and creaks a little bit. You walk into the room and that smell of blood hits you, and it's especially the old smell of blood here. There is blood on the bed and on the floor, not enough for a death, but you've seen these splatters. If you get too hungry and you feel rough, like you accidentally hurt your vessel that you're drinking from, these are the kind of splatters you might get. There are handcuffs on one of the bedposts. Not both bedposts, only the one. And that side of the bed actually has some bodily waste mess there, as if somebody wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom. There is a sign of the cell phone is on the far end of a counter, and this room looks messed up. Something has been living and squatting here because the windows and the shades are taped closed and covered with black plastic and cardboard. You don't see Kelly. You don't see a body. But something has been staying here, and there was definitely a human in here.
So proceeding in, taking note of all of this, but proceeding in towards the phone, does the phone have a charge?
It does.
How charged is it?
2 bars. It's been charged while it hasn't been off.
Okay.
There are no signs of missed calls on the screen or missed messages. And if you check, every missed call, every call, and every message was seen. But the only message that was responded to was the one to Francois.
So, I guess, what are the... Because Barbara gave us her number. When was the last time that number was called?
Early this evening. Like before the party. There are quite a few phone numbers. There's messages. There's IMs. Hey, you okay? Good luck for tonight. Do you need anything? I haven't heard from you.
Outbound calls.
Oh, going out.
Yeah.
The last outbound was on Tuesday. Calling Francois. Before that, there was a call to Barbara, Prince Barbara. It was just like a 15-20 minute call. Nothing that really stands out.
All right. Could someone with a camera on their phone come? We need some records of this.
Records of what?
Margaret, I would, you might not want to come back here. She's not here. It's not, there's no body. Like, don't worry. That's...
What? Should I?
But call the sheriff as well.
Oh, I can do that. I'm gonna waddle back down to the car because again, I don't know how to use any of y'all's shit. I'm gonna waddle back down to where Chip is waiting, and I'll call the police while they do smart stuff upstairs.
On the car phone, I'm presuming.
Yeah, the old again. I didn't. The dummy rotary that's I guess apparently attached to some wireless something, but I'm gonna call the police. Yeah.
That was at Barbara's house. The wireless rotary isn't in the car.
Oh, well, if this is my car that I take, I would have had that installed for
actually,
sure.
You're right.
For sure.
So who are
Because
you?
You gotta call to let them know you're on your way to your next hair appointment. Like sometimes you're running late. You're always running late. You gotta let them know.
You're right. So who are you calling?
The police. Derek said to do something. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
That's fine.
You call the real police?
LAPD, how can I help you?
No. Sorry, not the police. The sheriff. Our sheriff, not the police.
The phone rings and rings and rings and rings, and just before you hang up, there's an answer. Margaret.
Oh, hello. Am I coming through all right? You hear me? Is the connection, can you hear me?
I would never use the word all right to describe you, but I can hear you just fine.
I think that you said, I'll take that as a compliment. I didn't quite make it out. You don't need to read it. Anyway, you're not by chance still with Barbara, are you?
Of course. It's your mother. She's prattling about something again.
You don't have to put her on the phone. That's all right. Just tell her we've run into a little bit of a hiccup.
She's avoiding talking to you. She doesn't want to talk to you again.
That's not, I didn't say that. I didn't.
She's in denial about what she said.
Put my daughter on the phone. I don't know
Oh, now she feels guilty and has changed her mind.
I don't like this interaction.
She says she doesn't like your interaction.
Just gonna slam the receiver down.
Hands the phone to Barbara as you slam the receiver like, hello? Hello? She put the phone down.
Somehow I've become a boomer nightmare. Well, that should do it. Thank you, Charles. And I'll go back inside the building. I tried.
That just worked beautifully.
That was so
Margaret
effective.
returns. You have you've taken pictures and evidence in the time Margaret was gone. there's still the rest of the apartment, and there's the kitchen, and there's the little corner, and there's the bathroom, and there's her studio section, and there's stuff in that section. A lot of the easels are empty. There is one easel that still has something on it that's half finished.
Does it look like the paintings we saw on the back?
It kind of does. It kind of does. And when you approach, you notice that there's this massive gift box. This thing is like almost a meter by a meter, and it's opened. It was filled with top quality painting supplies. And a lot of them are open and around these paintings. And when you get near the table, there's a book on the table.
Okay. What is it? Does it have like a title on front cover?
It's not that kind of book. It almost looks like somebody has taken photos of old pictures and scrolls and documents and bound them together professionally.
Oh.
So it's not a kind of book you can buy at the store. And if you page through it, you start seeing languages, and you start seeing pictures, and you start seeing vampiric things, and there's a few newspaper clippings. Somebody delivered this massive box of paint, and there's something about this paint on Margaret's radar. When she gets close to it, she can feel something on the radar. And there's a slight smell of blood mixed in with the paint. And they delivered in the book, and it just says, "From a fan, some inspiration."
There's no like return address or any. There's
This
nothing.
This was hand delivered. It hasn't even got postage. When you look at the painting on the easel, it is half finished, and you see a diagonal slash, and there are protrusions coming off of the figure. The face has spikes coming out of it, and there is these massive 2 wide eyes, the super narrow face. And Margaret, this looks familiar to you. This face reminds you of somebody.
Me before I got my nose done.
Not quite that beautiful. You can't put your finger on it right now, but something. This is from the before 4 days. Something about this person is pinging on your radar, but it's only half finished, and half the face is not completed, and the bottom half is not completed.
I don't have the skill, but can I try to make an occult check?
So remember, in World of Darkness, an occult check is like the occult that you and I would know about in our real world. It's not necessarily actual law.
Sure.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Roll
I'm trying
intelligence.
Intelligence. You know, at least I'm good at that one.
I'll give you a difficulty of 8 because you don't have the occult skill.
Sure. 3 successes with a critical success.
Okay. Roll the crit again.
Okay. Can't do it, so I'm just gonna re-roll it with willpower. Is that cool?
That's fine.
Okay. It's just a regular success.
Did you get another success though?
Mm-hmm.
So 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to ask?
Are the scenes that we're seeing coming from like the Book of Node or things like that?
That is very specific vampire knowledge. You're not going to get that with an occult roll. That's
Cool.
one of the things that like scholar vampires hunt down. What I can tell you is that the things you saw in the painting, the things you see in these books, these are the kind of thing that elders go looking for. You can recognize valuable knowledge. You can't understand it, but you can recognize these are things that elders want to get their hands on.
Okay, so more like canine knowledge sort of stuff.
Yeah, this is not the kind of book that should ever be in a mortal's hands. never be in an artist's hands and should not be left unattended when we make our merry way off.
Okay. She relays that information.
Does anyone want to say or do anything?
We'll put the book in, like, roll up. I assume it's like collated, like, or it's like got the bits in it with a little plastic like thingamajig. So he's just gonna like roll it up and just shove it in a jacket pocket, and it's like, we'll sort that out later.
Is the sheriff on the way?
I think so. I don't know. I tried to tell them the whole story, but I'll tell you, that's an awful difficult. So perhaps I did my best. I did call. You might want to call again, perhaps. I didn't have the best of luck.
Slow clap. I don't like it.
Behind you. Yeah, the bathroom door and the front door, because the bathroom door's right by there. You turn around and you see the Asian man smiling at you. And as he smiles, it's like, oh, well done. It only took you a few hours, but you did have help. And as you watch him, it's almost like the image of him peels away in a way that's very familiar, because you've seen Daisy do this. And the image of him peels away and you see this Caucasian man standing there. And Daisy, your heart skips a beat, because you see Duncan in the doorway smiling at you. Hello, love. I like this look on you so much better than the other.
Who are you again?
Someone who actually matters in her future.
I
Did you
beg
tell
your
them
pardon.
about us?
Daisy doesn't say anything. She's kind of stunned at this moment.
Daisy, darling, you went away. You almost broke us, Daisy. But I found a way to be with you again. I found a way to make it work. Come. Let's love each other one more time. I'll give you the whole world. And he
First
holds
time-
his hand out to her.
Oh, what's happening now? Let's not be rude. Let's slow down and start with introductions and maybe tea or something. What the fuck's happening, Daisy?
For the first time ever, you guys see Daisy snap a lollipop with her hand. We need to go now. And she says it
but
very
it's-
under.
It's still so early. You don't need to go anywhere. We never need to go anywhere.
Right.
I'll let these two stay alive even for you. For you need friends that you can trust. Female friends.
Let us stay alive.
It's not like that.
Duncan,
It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to apologize. We were broken, but we are fine now. We can be fine. And I promise this time, I know how to keep your love forever. We'll be together forever.
I'm
like you now. I found out and I'm like you. And we can
Yeah,
have
that's-
eternity together.
That's new.
Are we leaving?
Yeah, he's between us and the door.
Yes.
Gonna have to jump out a window.
I would like to do something that might be dumb. But I would like to. There's paints around, right?
Uh-huh.
Are they in tubes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I would like to, as while he's going about their future or whatever, I'm gonna try to like snag one of these tubes that's around, and I would imagine I'm pretty good at opening them.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to, if I get the go ahead that we're trying to leave and he is blocking our way, I'm gonna try to go up and spray this paint in his face and somewhat blind him a little bit. If I
It is a
can.
big apartment. You're about
Okay.
7 meters away from him. You can try though.
That feels like less of a good idea. What if I just like slowly move closer? Just to like see what happens. He said he was gonna let me live.
As you start slowly moving closer, he is fixated on Daisy.
Yeah, look, she's beautiful. She's got candy.
I have a place for us. We can stay away from everybody. Just come with me now.
Just so many.
And where is that exactly?
You'll love it. It's got everything you need. You're everything I need. It will work. We'll find our joy together. I've sorted everything out. You don't have to worry about a thing. And one little job, and he'll give me what I need to keep you happy forever.
One little job. What is that? What does that mean? Duncan.
Casey, roll me a dexterity stealth roll.
What?
Well, she's
Oh,
trying to sneak
Lord.
forward.
I was.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I'm not bad at that. Okay. Okay, what's a success again?
7.
Okay. Oh. 3 successes. 3
And they're
successes, one.
Fail.
Fail.
Okay, so that'll be 2 successes. So you've closed 2 of the 7 meters.
Okay. Okay.
Derek, you were looking for it earlier. That musty smell. You're starting to smell it again. That musty, rotting smell. You're starting to smell it again. It's not as strong as it was in the bedroom, but it's getting a little stronger.
I think that we're on the 7th floor.
The 7th floor.
Jeebus.
I would pull a Scott Pilgrim and jump out the window, but I don't know how well I'd do.
Daisy, I love you. Come here.
Oh, can't we just kill him already? Are we just gonna sit here and entertain this? This is. Do you have any opposite? Daisy, I don't want to rain on your parade.
I'm trying to. What's in my immediate vicinity?
The art supplies.
Art supplies. I'm not. Oh, actually, I'm not. It didn't make strength my dump stat. Let's go.
And then,
Can
Margaret, I need a willpower roll.
Okay, so I did get 4 successes, but then I got a 1, so 3 successes.
He looks at you and he's like, "Be quiet." And your jaw kind of locks.
Nobody to Margaret that way.
Well, he just did. But nobody else.
Daisy, I said, come here.
I would like to use, like, going through my abilities, like, really fast.
Roll another stealth check to get closer.
Two.
Okay.
2 successes because
You close another 2 meters.
I would like to I'd like to slowly start weaving dementation into my words. So what that is the victim finds themselves increasingly agitated as their inner demons bubble to the surface, eventually drowning out all rhyme and reason. I'm trying to drive him a little crazy in this moment, so he'll make more mistakes.
It's okay. It's a short trip. Let's go.
Okay. It's my manipulation and dominate versus his composure and intelligence, which I'm praying is not very high. Okay. I can do this. I can totally do this. Maybe. 3 successes.
He is becoming very unhinged. You know this from when you were together.
Mm-hmm.
This is reaching the point where we're going to start throwing things and grabbing. And he's starting to lose the nice guy. Well, he's already lost the nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he is going to get more aggressive very soon. But he is ignoring them entirely. You are the world right now.
Okay. She is going to start taking a few steps backwards, so she can get a better hand on something in the room. Probably
the more you step back, the more agitated he starts getting, and he takes a step towards you.
Oh, is that a step closer to me too?
Yes, it is.
Yay!
Duncan, I think that we should talk about this.
Then come with me and we can talk about whatever you want for hours like we used to.
We can talk now. It's
just come.
Just
all
words.
you have to do is, and he holds his hands to you. All you have to do is come to me. I'll make everything better. I will fix everything. I'll make you so happy. Please, just come to me, Daisy.
I'd like to throw an easel at him. I'd like to reach behind me and just try to shove it between us.
To throw it at him or to put it between you? Because he's still a couple meters away.
Okay, then I will wait till he's a little bit closer, if he gets there. So never mind.
He took a step or two towards you and then he stopped because you know Duncan is not dumb. He's actually hella smart.
Great. Damn it.
And he wants you to come to him because that's you stepping into his influence. And you know him. The dude has a major power dynamic thing.
Derek, you're just the non-toxic version of him.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Margaret can't speak. Her mouth is still...
I'm in the background like...
That is perfect with the lipstick. The way it's...
Yeah, very Lucille Ball, just like...
Since he doesn't seem to like be fixated on Derek at all, except for that one like thingamajig, I think Derek is going to turn towards Margaret and like kind of keeping perspective on like make sure that Mr. Douchebag is not like reacting to it much. I think he's going to try to catch Margaret's gaze. Like, just like look her in the eyes, like, open your mouth. Use compel.
Are you resisting it all or are you going with it, Margaret?
No, I love it when men fight over me.
It'll work then because Margaret is not resisting, so it's not contested.
And another thing, I will absolutely not just like immediately launch into this tirade again.
So because everyone else was quiet and because Daisy is fucking with his brain, he was 100% on Daisy, but when Margaret starts speaking again, he kind of... And he takes that step back again. Stacy can roll me another stealth check because you were purposely being stealthy. So this doesn't apply to you. Last chance, Daisy, for now.
Oh,
Just
Ooh.
leave them behind. What can their prince give you? A yoke around your neck, a leash. The only thing we'll need is each other. Just come with me. There is another way. You are now 2 meters away from him.
Daisy's going to take a step towards him. Her eyes do dart past to try to catch Margaret's or Derek's, and just like a look of just like I see you, we're on the same page kind of thing. But looks back at Duncan, and she takes a step towards him, but she does kind of gingerly holds out her hand for him to get closer to her.
It's like every bit of tension that was in him releases with just that gesture, and he takes another step towards you. He is now about just over a meter from Stacy, and he reaches out and he's smiling to take your hand. Just a few steps, and we'll have forever, and I'll make sure nothing ever happens to you ever again. I love you. I know you. I will make you the world bow before you.
Okay. What is adjacent to her wall-wise? Is there like a room to the side? Is there, because I know the studio was in the back, but then there's the bedrooms, right?
The bedrooms are actually on the other side, closer to Derek and closer
Okay.
to Stacy. That's where that doorway is. You are a little bit away from the kitchen. It's sort of like to the side of him and in front, so it's diagonal to you a little bit. But there is a coffee table right in front of you, and there is this glass orb on a stand in the coffee table.
Right.
And there's a couple of books and a TV remote.
How many meters am I between him and...
There's still about 3 meters between you because you step forward and he stepped forward as well.
Okay.
Stacy is a little bit closer, but she's sort of, he's looking at you here, and Stacy's kind of moving a little bit in the peripheral or a little bit out of the peripheral.
Okay. You keep saying that you're gonna fix everything. Does it have to do with, and she kind of glances, like, not, she doesn't turn away from him, but she kind of glances back to where the studio is. What's all this?
That doesn't matter. Only we matter. Only us. That's just, it's payment for me. I'll do whatever I need to keep you by my side.
It's dangerous.
And as soon as this mess is done, he'll give me the way.
Who?
He'll tell me the secret to keep you with me forever. We'll be with each other forever.
Who will do that? Duncan.
It doesn't matter. Just you and I matter. Come here.
If I want the same thing as you, I'd like to know the details.
Then I'll take you to meet him. He'll like you. He'll never love you as much as I do, but I'll take you there. Just walk away.
Keeping an eye on him, she will take one last step forward, only to give Stacy enough time to do what she needs to do.
Yeah.
What's Stacy gotta do?
I'm gonna, if I glance, and I'm guessing from body language, maybe even an exchanged glance back towards Daisy. As soon as she steps forward, I'm not even waiting to see if he continues to step forward. I'm hoping that will be enough of a distraction to cover this last bit. And I'm just gonna launch myself as fast as I can. I'm trying to be more precise than I am trying to like do any real damage. I'm just trying to blind him a little bit and give us a little bit of time to figure out what the heck is going on. So to paint, I'm comfortable with paint. It can be on my hands. I'll rub it in his eyes, maybe scratch his face. I don't know.
If you start the tube, you can squeeze the tube in his eyes.
Yeah, but my hands are more effective. And then I can claw his face a little bit because...
Oh, go for it.
Ew. Sorry.
Go for it.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to roll.
So if you're using your hands, it will be brawl plus strength.
Brawl plus strength.
Yes. And he's not going to have a defense because he's giving you 0 attention.
Okay, this is it. You can do it. Okay, that's 2. Again, that's my favorite number. I'm rolling very different numbers dice now, which that 2 is good for this.
So, as he's focusing on Daisy, Stacy comes from his peripheral and basically goes into him, scratching at his eyes, and that paint leaves smear on his eyes. He screams, and he like shoves you away.
And now we go.
He starts wiping at his face and trying to get it clean.
Yeah,
Exude
Daisy's like
funness.
Daisy jumps onto the coffee table and fucking like jumps over it and is like trying to like get around.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking for a fight. I think we're looking to get out. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
As he screams, the bathroom door shatters and shoots off. And
What?
the bathroom door literally something hits it so hard that it shatters and shoots off forward, hits the wall on the other side of the bathroom, and the bathroom is right next to the front door. And stepping out, looking around, with his hands around Kelly's throat, claws extended where they can slice her neck, is a face that is 90% teeth. That mouth is stretched to here with fangs that are sharp and needle-like, massive round yellow eyes, and a bald head with open sores and gaping wounds of rotting flesh that everywhere you can see. And this Nosferatu steps forward and is like, "What happened, you idiot?"
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Jeez Louise.
Thank you guys so much for coming out to Dreamhouse by Night, our Barbie-inspired VTM Masquerade game. If you are interested in seeing how the rest of this plays out, please be sure to tune in next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern at the Nerdsmith channel on Thursday, the 28th. We will all be back here. It'll be super scary. I'm shaking in my boots. I've eaten too many suckers for this evening for this to go over well. So, but I'm super excited. Once again, we are the Nerdsmith Network. You can follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord. Feel free to join our Discord server. We also have a TikTok, which is super awesome. We post clips about the Dragon's Crown. But yeah, we will see you all in the next one. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.